Juicy markers.
Get chalk ones.
I know. I'm looking to see which one.
Get Old Expo. Juicy or streaky?
I don't like her. I like what she does,
like
but I don't.
tunes?
There's I find her abrasive.
Oh, you don't like someone. Newsflash.
Andrew.
Listen, the whole thing we could get into. I am not surprised in the least that you like Andrew.
Nice.
Who wouldn't like Andrew?
Well, I'm sorry if that says something about you, Andrew.
Yeah, you made the short list.
You made the cut.
And it is tough because I feel like I am always on the cusp of being
it's an honor. It's an honor to be on that list. Who wants to be on a list that everybody's on? You want to be on the short list.
so much I want to say, but you're right. That is the right way of looking at it. Oh, Doug Bowser's climbing rocks now. Can't work at Nintendo anymore. You can climb the cliffs and have no personality up there. All right, let's start this show. What am I doing? I don't have anything up. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, webisode 1037, the Butterfree Podcast. Holy crap, Mom Brain.
I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
What are you talking about? How do you know what I'm seeing?
Over there on your...
Okay, we'll figure this out. You're in general, Mom Brain.
Where am I supposed
You're in
to be?
general. You're supposed to be in podcast.
Oh.
There you go.
There
Mom Brain is here. Could you please read us the Pokemon? What an honor. Oh, beautiful, spaced out.
That's beautiful. Right inside our ding dang house. Okay. Butterfree loves the nectar of flowers and can locate flower patches that have even tiny amounts of pollen. They're 3 feet tall, which is pretty big. Is that Percy? Hi, Percy. 70 pounds.
Yeah, it's a big butterfly.
Male and female in the category is butterfly. Abilities include compound eyes. The Pokemon's compound eyes boost its accuracy. This is the end of the Pokemon section.
I have compound eyes. I remember, I think there's an episode where somebody in the Discord, please back me up, where Ash's Butterfree leaves him. Like, it's a mutual situation. Like, he's setting Butterfree free, I believe. And, like, Ash is watching Butterfree fly away, and, like, Ash is crying, and I'm crying, and here we go. It's called Bye Bye Butterfree, says Radical Defect. I remember that episode because that episode made me cry my eyes out. It was a beautiful episode. Look at Ash in that gif. Look at him. Oh, but sometimes you gotta, that's why Ash is a good trainer, because if a Pokemon wants to leave, he lets them leave.
If he loves
they just go. That's right. Let them Butterfree.
There's a couple of schools of thought from the Pokemon experts about Ash and the Butterfree episode. But we don't really have time to go into it right now, so we'll just
definitely don't have time to go into it. But thanks for bringing up that point. Yes.
Yeah.
Radical Defect says he does come back years and years and years later. I did not know that. Mark says sounds like Butterfree has cancer. Butterfree went to a farm way upstate. All right. What are we doing? I'm so out of whack because Mom Brain is here. Mom Brain is here. How you doing, Mom Brain?
I am here and I am great.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here. Good to see you guys.
Mom Brain is now officially on summer vacation. She has been on pseudo summer vacation because she has been doing some teaching, summer school during the summer. But now summer school is over. And from now until the end of August, roughly the end of August, she is free and breezy.
We go back on the 25th.
You do whatever you want.
Wow.
Like teachers go back for a couple days and then the kids come back. So
that's quick.
Oh, and I should have started a podcast with Ribbit, right? That's what Nikki Hill says. Start of every month. First thing you say is rabbit, touch my babbit. Yeah. I am here. I'm great. And Do Michaels is here. How are you doing?
Cuckoo.
Of course, we have to say hello to the one and only Josh Grobot, my friend. How are you?
The world's best singer.
Hey, yeah.
That's none of your business.
Okay, sorry. You do it. Give me that.
Why would you say that?
Because I want to hear you singing this time. It's one of the few times I'm asking.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Friend of the podcast's birthday today. Adam, we speak your name.
It is
DeSoto.
Adam. He is 67 years old today. Happy birthday, Adam. We speak your name. Oh, no, Josh, please. That's enough. That's enough. Josh, fade it out. Thank you, Josh. Also, we'll say hello to Music Man and Maria. We speak both your names because Maria's name wasn't spoken last time, even though Music Man was literally on the podcast. But hopefully they're still together.
But thanks for leaving your dark chocolate almonds, Music Man. We are enjoying them, and we are preparing ourselves to forgive you.
I've been eating them all week. And hello to Brino, who was here last week. And Nikki Hill is not here, but we speak your name. He is on assignment working on a rather big project. He mentioned it on Facebook, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, so I don't want to get him in trouble. But whatever. It's a fun thing that he's very excited about.
Facebook now?
That's all it allows for is hentai. By the way, did you watch that Yaoi Grandma I sent you?
I think I might.
I thought if anybody was going to give you recommendations that you would take, it's her.
Here's the scoop. That feels like a real summer vacation hobby, like reading yaoi.
Would you care to explain all of this for the listeners?
So I'm just new to this. So any mistakes I make are in earnest because I'm just learning. So please, I'm happy for constructive criticism.
I anal.
So BL is a genre of manga, right?
Yes.
Boy love.
Yes.
And I don't know how yaoi, is that a subgenre? They're
all related. Yes. I don't know what the official explanation is, but I can get it for you. Or definition, not explanation.
I mean, I can. So I've been thinking about getting into it, but there's a couple of things that are in my way. One,
yeah, it's male characters who are hot for each other, created by women,
which is what makes them good.
Mostly aimed at a female audience. So you could have Boys Love, which is written by guys for anybody, but this is yaoi specifically written by female authors.
Right. So that's what I would go for because I definitely prefer men written by women than I do men written by men.
Who wrote it? Who wrote gay hockey?
A woman.
Okay. I can't remember the name of that ever. Heated Rivalry.
So here's the couple of barriers I have, and I'm sure that there are workarounds for this.
For those not watching, you can tell Mom Brain is very serious about this because she's taking the microphone off the stand to hold close to her mouth.
So one is you can kind of breeze through those quickly, right? Like it's not like reading like a 300-page book where like it takes you a little while to read.
There's multiple volumes sometimes.
Right, but one at a time, unless you're getting like the omnibus, like big or compendium. But that's like that's not very cost effective for me, right? Like, I know they're cheaper than buying like a paperback book, but still, say there's 30, you end up spending a lot of money on the physical copies of stuff. And if I really love it, I don't mind having the physical copy of it, but I don't know that I'm going to need the physical copy. So then that brings me to thinking of maybe doing some kind of a digital version to read like on the iPad.
Mm-hmm. You don't think the local library has any of this stuff?
I'm gonna look.
Also, Crunchyroll, which we subscribe to, has manga included in the subscription. You can get their app and read manga. So I don't know what's on there, but I would imagine, Crunchyroll has plenty of BL anime shows. So I imagine there's some manga on there too.
I'd rather do it like streaming subscription style. Say like for $10 a month, you read whatever you want.
Oh, it's streaming, all right.
So, but that just really feels like a summer activity, just like some really like.
Well, take that grandma's recommendations.
Maybe that's what I'll use my Amazon gift card for.
There you go. That's perfect.
I'll be taking your yaoi recommendations.
And also George is here. George, how are you doing, my friend?
Buongiorno.
George, are you into BL manga or anything like that?
I am. Yaoi, BL, Boys Lime.
Boys Lime. Squeezing those limes. I get it, George. I understand. I would also be into that. Let me say hello to the Discord. Hello, Rotzel and Tony De La Mancha.
How are we spelling yaoi?
Yaoi. Tony says, if only we had our hentai correspondent expert to answer these questions. Yes, that would be the best situation, but he's not here. Hello, Mark Hello, Slider. Slider, we have something to say from you today. Radical Defect, Spaced Out, the beautiful Percy the cat. Spaced Out, their cat is hanging out in all the scratch house. Piper was just put in a shift in her Aldi scratch house earlier today. She was in there for about
Are
a
you
minute
gonna
and then she left.
Tell everybody what she did last night.
Hello, Drake. In a minute I will. Yes, want to make sure I say all my hellos. Hello, Malik Halo and Ice Dilbert and whoever else I didn't catch. Thanks for joining us today. Yes, Piper saved our lives last night. Piper is very good at like when something is in the house and it shouldn't be there. Every time
in the
she
house.
sees something that we don't see, we now just trust her because we know she's right. Like she saw the mouse, she's seen bugs, she's always right, 100%. So last night I was laying on the couch and I looked over and I saw her by her food bowl, but she was looking above the food bowl. And then she jumped at the wall, and I was like, "All right, I'm trusting her." I was like, "What's going on over here, Piper?" So I went over and I looked, and I turned on my flashlight, and there was a, what do you call him for real? There's a Harry Houdini, but I don't know what we call him for real. They're one of those long bugs
All the legs.
with all the legs. It's not a
The
caterpillar.
mustache bugs.
They look
or-
hairy. Yeah.
Oh, like a silverfish? Or...
Yes.
Is that what silverfish are? Yeah.
I think they're a little different from a silverfish, but they're
Gross.
It's like
awful.
an inch long. Silverfish.
and they have like feathery looking.
They look like a silverfish, but they're hairy. Oh no, it's a house centipede.
Gross.
Look,
That's it. a
house centipede versus silverfish.
I
Yeah.
hate those things. They're
was-
so nasty looking.
Hey, Rosemary the Farmer, good to see you. I feel like we haven't seen you in a while. And hello, Freddie.
That mug is gorgeous. Is that Rizzo?
It's a video there. So yes, it was a house centipede that she pointed out, and I got it, and I said, Piper, you're the best. You understand? Because that could have been crawling in my mouth at night.
Rosemary, I would knock you down and steal that.
But she saved us. Okay. All that's out of the way. We have things to talk about before we get to the real news. So let's do Spider-Man without spoilers. Mom Brain and myself all saw Spider-Man Brand New Day yesterday, and we all greatly enjoyed it. We had a lovely time. I obviously liked it a lot. It felt more grounded than any other Spider-Man movie I think I've ever seen, not just in the MCU. Just I really felt like we got to see like the things. I'm not like extremely well versed in Spider-Man, but I've got like 6 or so years of reading Spider-Man. Like when I think of Spider-Man, what I get from this new movie is what I think of with Spider-Man, like just like him dealing with his personal struggles, like trying to cope with things and maybe trying to think around them rather than work through them, only to, find it out as he goes along. So I really liked seeing that kind of stuff in a movie. It felt like Spider-Man, which I feel like hasn't really been well realized, especially in MCU Spider-Man, because MCU Spider-Man is like, baby Tony Stark's baby, basically, and like goes around and jumps in and fights and does stuff. I'm not saying there's more to it than that, but largely that's what it's felt like. And with this new beginning of what I'm sure will be a new trilogy, I feel like they kicked it off really well by being like, okay, here is Spider-Man. Like this is what Spider-Man is about. And I really, really like that. So
yeah, I agree. Thought it was really well done in that respect. It was cool to see the struggles of to follow up from that last movie, because that last movie for me was really, really great. Really great.
Yeah.
And then the way it ended was so heartbreaking. And then to follow that up and do it so well, I was really impressed. They really juggled that, like, wanting to talk to your old friends, but like, the reason you did it was to keep them safe, and like all, and then like, they're going to be in danger anyway. So like, it's really, really well done on that level. Like you said, really grounded, and I appreciated that myself. So
did you watch the Punisher short or special?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did, right? Because you didn't know what.
That's the only Punisher thing that I like. Punisher thing that I've watched.
Punisher in the movie versus Punisher in the special. Like in the movie, I thought he was wonderful. Really liked it, and his play off of Spider-Man and all that. the special, I was like, it's whatever. I'm just very happy, like getting Punisher in the movie. I was like, yes, this feels much better. Like I actually like this Punisher versus that.
He and Spider-Man go well together
Yeah.
because they have like different ways of doing things, to
Yes.
say the least, so but they respect each other and stuff. So like I don't know, I really liked all that stuff myself. I thought in the movie it didn't bother me. I thought Punisher was like a little goofier
Hey, Blood
than
Ocean.
he should be probably, but like it didn't bother me at all. I mean, I don't think it would have worked if he was as serious as he was in that one shot they
Mhm.
did of him. I mean, that was, while I didn't love that, there was some really interesting like
Yes.
PTSD stuff that they explored.
The comics I've read of Punisher, that's, the bread and butter. You're getting very often. I mean, of course there's quips and jokes because that's just the way it is. But yes, you get like a very dark look at Punisher because it's a dark story. But yeah, I feel like kind of the end of the Punisher special was, it was there to reintroduce people to Punisher, but also give a little bit of leeway for him to be like not as dark in the movie. And who's to say he won't go down that path again later on because that's Punisher. But yeah, and plus I just love that Tom Holland and what's his face like have known each other forever and are legitimate friends in real life.
Yeah.
And Ned?
No, John Bernthal, the
No.
guy plays Punisher.
Yeah. I didn't know that John Bernthal helped Tom Holland get the Spider-Man role. Like he's the one that filmed his audition for him.
Really?
And
That's cool.
yeah, he's like he was the one there filming the audition for him, or was there with him while he was filming the audition. And Tom Holland said he did one audition and he's like, I feel really good. And John was like, you can do flips and stuff. Like now is the time to do like you're not, why are you being reserved in a Spider-Man audition?
Yeah.
So he filmed it again where he did like backflips and all that stuff. And there's a moment in the pitch video where Tom Holland puts out his fists and does the Spider-Man thing. He's obviously nothing's coming out of his hands, but then he pulls and John Bernthal throws his boots at Tom Holland and Tom
Nice.
Holland catches him. And he's like, it's just such a nice little moment. I was like, this is great. So yeah, the two of them are really good friends. And now they've worked together on the Odyssey and then Spider-Man together.
Yeah.
So they're like living the dream with each other. And they're seeing them in interviews, they seem like two real. I've always thought Tom Holland is a great person. I don't know much about John, but it seems like in these interviews, he's also a great person because they're talking about Spider-Man. It's very clear they had a lot of fun doing it together, but also they both talk about themselves like they're the worst actors in the world. And the other one is like, what are you talking about? So like John Bernthal is like, there's a scene, I won't say it, but there's a scene in Spider-Man where he's like, I went in to do ADR for that scene and I'm watching myself in this scene and I'm like, God, what am I doing? And Tom Holland's like, what do you mean? What are you doing? That was an amazing scene. He's like, you're so good. And I'm playing off of you. And I'm like, I'm so terrible in the scene. John's like, are you kidding me? You were amazing. And it's not them just glazing each other. They genuinely mean it. They're like
humble bros.
So it's great to see. But Mom Brain, you haven't said anything about the movie. Go right ahead.
Okay. I really, really liked it. We went with
No spoilers.
Ramit's cousin Dawn, who's our age. And Ramit's family is full of criers. Everybody cries at everything. They were both like really, really weeping towards the end.
I cried definitely at the end. There was okay. I don't want to spoil things. There was one scene like 2/3 through, maybe even a little more, where I got teary-eyed. And it was, I'll have to tell you later, but it was like a nothing. But I was like, oh. And then the end made me very teary-eyed. And then after the movie, my cousin looked over at me and was like, I'm going to need a few more tissues because she was crying. And then I started crying because she was crying. But I was also crying just because I love the MCU and I love going to the theater and having that experience. And I was like, man, another really good movie that I just really like. I can't explain how much it resonates with me, and just like being a part of it, even though I'm not a part of it, but like being a part of that experience, it just makes me so genuinely happy that where Mom Brain has seen it multiple times after the movies, I have trouble talking because I just enjoyed myself so much. But anyway.
So I love Marvel movies, right? I love the MCU. But I don't love it so much that I think I'd be like just because it's Marvel. Like, yeah, I love it. Sometimes in a Marvel movie, you know, there's always parts that I love. There's always characters that I love, moments that I think are fun and whatever. But often in a Marvel movie, as we've established, I'm not a huge action fan.
This isn't anything related to Marvel either. It's just movies and shows for you in general.
Right. But often in a Marvel movie, there's usually a point where I'm like, all right, can we like fast forward through like all of this? Like, I know everybody probably in the minority, right? I'm like, they're fighting. Let's get it over with so we can move on. I never felt that way during Spider-Man. There was never a point in the movie where I was like, yeah, we've got this established enough.
And I said to Mom Brain, I feel like there's fighting in the movie, but I feel like there really wasn't a lot of fighting.
There wasn't that much, but you can tell. Like, I know where you're coming from, because sometimes you're just watching, like, say that the latest Captain America movie, and you're just watching the action, and you're just like, what is even happening?
He's
I
gonna
don't
do
care.
something cool. Look at
But,
another
like,
cool thing.
You
but
and
this-
this tone lately is such a turnoff.
Well, I'm not here to turn you on.
I know.
so-
I'm just saying I don't know what's happened in the last few months, but now you got this thing where you put
I'm not
on this
making fun of
voice.
people. I'm just saying, like, in general, it's like,
You're sitting next to someone who likes that stuff.
I'm so happy that you do.
But it was different in the Spider-Man movie. It was some clever action scenes, and the way he used his webbing a couple of
Yes.
times to get people out of the way with certain things. Like,
You're
it's
right.
not the same stuff. I mean, how many times have we seen Spider-Man? So many, and none of those action scenes seemed like just thrown out
There
there.
are
They
definitely-
seemed very. There was. I don't want to say much more about the action, but I thought all the action was really good and not overdone.
There are definitely things in this Spider-Man movie from a action perspective that I can't think of seeing anywhere else. Like, certain ways shots are set up or certain elements of action that were really cool. And I know there's plenty of references to the games too. There's a decent amount of moves that Spider-Man
yeah,
does
that's
that are
right.
straight from the
That
games.
stuff
And
was cool.
the director was like, yeah, we pulled from the game. He's like, we pulled from the comics and we pulled from the games for moves. And he's like, yeah, I thought it'd be cool to pay homage to that stuff. And because there's certain moves where I was like, that's like, there's a kick in particular that is slowed down and it looks shot for shot from the game. Like, it is very clearly right from the games, which was cool to see.
I also wondered for a minute too if, like, so I had been in New York the day before, and I'm there like, you know, maybe once a month, maybe a little less than once a month. So part of me was also like, is it because it's New York and you're like, hey, I know where that, like, I'm more engaged because I'm like, I know where that is and I know where that is, and I wonder if that's like just because we're so familiar.
I know where the damage control building is.
Yeah.
Well, but like, I wonder if that helped me be like more tied into some of the action because it's through the streets of
Hey,
New
it's
York. And,
Spider-Man.
like, I don't know.
Well, that makes a big difference, because you can't really fudge New York. I mean, you can, like,
Sure.
they shoot in Canada all the time, but like, because it's because it's Spider-Man, you can't really fudge it. It should
That's,
be
like, his-
New York. That's his thing. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. And like the relationships with him and Ned and MJ
Yes.
is why you watch. I could
Yes.
watch just them and their
Yes.
friendship, and that's for me what makes it what it is. Because you can watch like some. I won't try to find one, but maybe the Eternals or something. Like, I don't care about any of these certain characters, me personally, but like, there's something about these characters and the way they
It's
interact
because
together.
they love each other, all of them.
Oh my
a lot of
God.
the major
It's-
reviewers
feels real.
were very clear in their reviews. They all said this is a great Spider-Man movie because it is a great movie in general. It's like characters that you care about either going into the movie or learning about them here that interact with each other in ways that makes you care even more, and there's like real motivations that you want to see how they play out, and it's just, you
And
know,
that makes you care more about the action.
Yeah.
Because
I agree. And I think when it comes to like this,
Ah.
the emotional part of it, the best word that I can use to describe it is like a homesickness. Like when he's around them and they don't know who he is, and like all that, it makes me feel that like homesick feeling of like that missed friendship and missing, and I think I really enjoy how like the love between him and MJ is portrayed as like, it's not like a steamy, you know, cinematic romance. It's just they love each other, And I think that's like an important, I don't want to say it's wholesome, but I don't want to say wholesome because that feels too like branded. Like they have a wholesome
It feels genuine.
yeah, and
does
it's like
feel
it's like
genuine.
real, and it's like the
It's 'cause
model.
it is. It's because it is.
It
Well,
feels earned and like
and so often you see in a movie, and that's the point of a movie, like these like very unrealistic portrayals of love and like romance and whatever, and
Like Wicker.
it's really nice to see like what I think love really is.
Am I your Spider-Man?
they
Of course you are.
Wow.
But like I think they're like even just platonic love between friends, like I think that's what got me was
Yes.
like that's truly like the Mr. Rogers definition of love and friendship
Lots
portrayed.
of relationships in the movie that show that people care for one
and
another.
I think, and there was like one really small detail that happens that I was like,
When Spider-Man
sh-
dies.
it shouldn't be it shouldn't be so revolutionary that this interaction between these two people is highlighted the way it is, but I'm so glad that it was.
yeah.
And I'm guessing that you guys probably know. I don't want to give it
I don't
anything
know.
away, but there was an interaction between two characters that was like, hey, whatever. I don't want to give anything away.
Hey.
But it was like a very healthy, like respectful thing that should have happened. That should be the standard, but I know it's not in the world, and it was really nice to see. So for me, and I think it's all that way because they all are characters with these like unflinching values that they like embody, right?
The characters are very self-assured in certain aspects of themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think, I really liked the movie. I would say I'm not like a huge Spider-Man fan. Like if I'm ranking like my favorites,
This is because he's too good and nice.
he's too wholesome.
I'm telling the truth. I know that's why she doesn't.
But there was just something very delightful and fun and enjoyable about the whole movie. And I would I mean, if you haven't seen all the Spider-Man movies, you probably would miss a whole lot, but you could still go see it and enjoy it if you hadn't seen the other ones.
That's
which
why
I think is like,
because my
telling.
cousin, her husband is a big fan, and he unfortunately couldn't go last night, but he, in anticipation of the new movie, rewatched the last 3 movies, and she was like watching most of them with him. So she knows Spider-Man, but like she doesn't. Well, I can't say anything. There's other characters in the movie that she doesn't know about, and I wanted to talk to her and be like, so who was this person to you, or what did you think of this person? But I didn't get the chance. I'll have to text her and ask. But yeah, just like when it comes to the core characters and all that stuff, yeah, you should be fine going into this. And I mean, I don't know that there's a bigger brand IP that gets people to the theaters like Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man is ginormous.
People brought their very young children to a 7 p.m. showing on a Friday, and
us too.
the children were talking at conversational volume. They were like on the other side of the theater a few rows back, so it wasn't super disruptive to me, but the fact that they were doing it was disruptive to me. And I was like, what? Like, if you know Spider-Man, and presumably you do because you're at the 3rd installment of this, like 4th installment, right? You would know that it's not really for little kids. Like it's not, and that it's like opening night and people are going to be there to like really see it. Like it was
you're
annoying.
giving people too much credit.
Yeah.
IGN 13 minutes ago says Spider-Man Brand New Day has broken Avengers Endgame's record for biggest opening day after earning $168 million on Friday. Here's the extra crazy part. This movie on Thursday, like, the real opening day, earned $72 million on Thursday. So this sucker is going to be so huge. The biggest opening day this year so far was the Odyssey. And to put that in perspective, the Odyssey on its opening day, Thursday or whatever day it was, earned like 17 or 18 million. So that versus 72 million. Like Spider-Man is so beloved, and there's just something about Spider-Man that people really, really, really adore.
People love Spider-Man. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but I want to point out, I personally think the Spider-Man MCU movies are a cut above of the regular MCU movies as far as movies. Like almost almost all of them. And I mean, that's a one man's opinion. A lot of people could think otherwise, but as far as like just caring about the characters and the writing and the action and having it all come together, like I think they do Spider-Man better than almost any of the other MCU movies, with the exception of maybe the ending Avengers films or something like that. But that's my opinion, and I think it shows with the ticket sales a little bit.
Well, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I don't want this to be the case, but I really don't see how Doomsday is going to match tickets sales of Spider-Man. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I think that ship has sailed. I think the movie will do pretty good, but I don't think it's going to do Spider-Man levels. But we'll find out. I don't know, maybe word of mouth or whatever. And that's in 4 months. So there are plenty of people I've seen who went to go see Spider-Man and are like, I haven't seen any like MCU stuff in a while, and I bat out. But now they're kind of like, I miss kind of seeing this stuff. So we'll see. If they go see Doomsday, and Marvel and Disney have already said like they got 2 movies lined up and for 2027, and that's it. Like they're very much like this is the reset of we're not going to put out nearly as much as we have been putting out. So we'll see what happens. It's a big moment and a chance for a very big reset. And for people that checked out on the MCU, it's been like 6 years now. So you're getting, once you hit that 10-year mark, people are like, you get a refresh of people and you get a flood of new people too. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, but Spider-Man in general, excellent, a lot of fun, very much enjoyed it.
I don't think you and your cousin are weird for crying during it. I thought it
I don't
was.
think I'm weird.
I teared up a couple of times at different moments during this movie, gladly. And there's maybe halfway through the movie, there's like a head fake that I just hook, line, and sinker fell for, like a blubbering I don't know how I fell for it, and I was like, I cry, like, and as soon as it was revealed, I was like, of course, like, how did you fall for that? But the movie magic worked on me.
It did not work on me at all, because when that happened, I was like, okay, I know this isn't really what's going on. But on top of that, I was like, if by some chance this is what is happening, I was like, this will be my least favorite movie in the MCU, without a doubt. I was like, if this head fake isn't fake, I would be so turned off for the movie after that. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, they got me good.
Because it went on just a little bit more to a point where I was like, I'm nervous. Is this what and then it wasn't. I was like, okay, good. Now I'm very happy. But yes, during that, I was like, this better not be the explanation. So, but yes, fun times were had by all.
I watched after the movie, I watched like some video on YouTube of like, all the Easter eggs from the movie or whatever, just to like see what I would like to, that's interesting to me if I've already seen it. And the montage in the beginning of the movie,
those are straight from comic covers.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I thought that was so awesome. And I haven't read any of the comics, but I respect the heck out of that detail.
That director loves doing that stuff.
I just loved it.
And he said there's a hidden Easter egg comic book cover, literally, like there's a comic in the scene and in one scene. And he didn't say what it was in particular, but it's like, I think he said something like, well, he was asked, they were at some interview was asking the director, what's one Easter egg that you really hope people find? And he's like, oh, there's one where it's a literal comic book cover that's in a scene. And he's like, it's in a scene where Spider-Man gets hit by something, because he didn't want to say specifically. And then he started laughing, but he's like, but it's in there. So I didn't catch anything. I'd love to go back and see, but
well,
so yeah,
you didn't catch the Columbo reference either. So.
In your Easter egg video that you watched on YouTube, did they talk about Columbo?
No, nobody did. I'm starting to think
see this again.
You should put it out there so you're credited with.
He needs footage.
I don't know. I can't pull it up, and I don't know if
I
anyone's
remember the
caught it.
I remember the moment specifically, but it did not give me any Spidey sense for Columbo. So
because he's dressed as Spider-Man in the scene, it's all about his body language, and he amazingly, I mean, he must have studied him because he has like a little hunch, and the way he's doing the hand, because the hand, like Columbo brings his hand to his head.
I so desperately
like,
want this to be a reference for you.
I want to see it again so bad just for that scene. I really hope someone else caught it, but like, if you didn't catch it, RMC, I might have just been seeing Columbo here and there.
You also have to remember that when I'm watching an MCU movie, I'm so just locked in on like all comic stuff and like just the characters and everything that like outside references are blowing by me and I'm not paying attention. So there may be upon a second viewing, I would have been like, of course that's what's going on here, but we don't know. Hello, Steve Irwin. Good to see you. Dropping in for a bit while I take a break from playing Mega Man 2. It's my first Mega Man game. Oh my God,
Wow.
dude. I'm also playing on an NES hooked up to a CRT, having the time of my life. The real experience. Well, Steve Irwin, while we have you very quickly, what Robot Masters have you beaten so far?
Wait,
one more question.
Wonder Man got canceled?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about that later.
So they cancel Wonder Man, which was like maybe my favorite show, one of my favorite shows they did. And they're not doing the Mahershala Ali Blade movie.
I think that's a head fake. I wouldn't
really?
worry about that.
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to be like, you know, I'm sure Mahershala is like, I'm done and whatever, because everybody would believe it. And then, you know, 7 movies down the road, he'll pop up and people will be like, oh my God, he's not done. I really think that's the case, but I could be wrong there. You know?
Yeah.
But yes, I will talk about that because I wrote about it for Patreon.
There's another Black Panther. What happened to Shuri? Isn't she still around?
Wait. Yes.
So she's Black Panther, and this new Black Panther is going to be Black Panther?
No, I mean, like there's a whole, the new one is the new Black Panther, but there's a whole story related to it.
All right.
But yes, as far as the Blade stuff, I wouldn't really worry about that. We'll see what happens. I'm just happy the Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider thing happened, because that's been talked about for he's been talking about that for so long, like years and years of saying how he wanted to be Ghost Rider and how he wanted to make Ghost Rider happen and blah, blah, blah. So that was just really cool to see that. But anyway, enough MCU stuff. Steve Irwin says, I killed Woodman, Bubbleman, Metalman, and Heatman. Not found it too tough yet, which is nice because I've always heard people say it's tricky. I always remember hating Heatman's stage where you got to jump around between the disappearing blocks, which became stressful. Like a Mega Man staple going forward. But Woodman is, I think I did Bubbleman first when I first played. Metal Man.
I always start with Flash Man, which
that's the one I always start with.
Oh yeah, nice. But yeah, you got to get Flash Man, and then you got to do Quick Man, so you can use Flash Man power against Quick Man.
Trying to think of who I had trouble with.
Well, the worst stages are Quick Man's, Heat Man's, and Crash Man's, in my opinion.
Crash Man is annoying.
It's doable,
climbing
but
up that
annoying.
thing. Yeah. You're right. Quick Man, I think, with the big laser things, yes, because I remember trying to do that as a kid and being like, well, I'm never going to beat this level.
So stressful, and they put that one up there to make you know, kill yourself trying to grab it.
Then you got the section that's in complete darkness, and but a great song. All right, moving on. We also have to talk about Slider 64, who, as promised, went to Wawa and got our order, and I promised I would read his review of our order, which he was very nice to write out. And here we go. He said, went to the largest Wawa in my area. So very quickly, last week, Slider 64 asked, or we had a question where he asked for Wawa recommendations, and we gave him a whole thing, and he went and he got it all, and we got the review. Slider 64 says, went to the largest Wawa in my area, opened in 2024. Got the Mom Brain Special, shorty hoagie, except Pepper Jack wasn't available, so I went provolone. Pretty good outside the pickles, not doing it for me. I typically don't get spicy mustard, but I gotta admit, it's tasty here. They put it on the side for some reason. Plan on eating the rest of it with 2 eggs for breakfast tomorrow. He gave that a 7.5 out of 10. Mom Brain, how you feeling about that?
I feel good about that. I would not have recommended the provolone as a replacement because I like sharp, big flavors. So I probably would have gone for Swiss or cheddar because they're like a little bit of a bigger flavor.
Provolone is a mild cheese. It's true.
Yeah. Not that that's wrong, and not that like Wawa.
Mom brain is staring at
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Not that Wawa cheese is anything like, it's good. It's fine
no
for what it
Boar's
is,
Head.
but it's not like,
It's no Land O'Lakes.
But I'm glad that you tried it. I know that that's like a lot of different flavors.
Cheddar makes sense as slider. They are in the Discord right now.
And if I'm being honest, I don't know why it never really occurred to me to sort of like, because we don't eat meat, and I don't eat, lunch meat like grosses me out even when I did eat meat, but to like sort of do an at-home version and like mess around. Now listen, once a year I eat meat, lunch meat, and it's on vacation, and it is at a place called Wave Riders, and it is the titular sandwich, the Wave Rider sandwich. And
you've made an at-home version.
I have. Now just give me a moment, right?
We have so much more of this review to go.
Okay, real quick. Wave Rider sandwich, rye bread, and it's all pressed on the Bet Griddler panini press.
Okay, I'm listening.
Rye bread. I believe it's like a spicier chipotle mayonnaise. Banana peppers. Pepperoni, like deli meat, sliced pepperoni, turkey, lettuce, tomato, onion. And then you do a light panini press. It is the greatest sandwich ever.
Sounds good.
And maybe part of it's because we get it on vacation, but we have a great picture of our cousin eating the last Wave Riders that she got on vacation, and like bits and pieces had fallen out to make a frowny face. So we have a picture of like the frowny face version of her Wave Rider. So if you're gonna go for a sandwich, I highly recommend that. I'll be quiet now.
If anybody makes that sandwich, please let us know in a Discord. Private message me and I will read your review. Moving on, Slider 64. Again, these are all recommendations from Podcast Crew. Hers didn't have salt and vinegar, so I went with Utz. This is quite nice. I dipped a few in the mustard. 7.5 or 7 out of 10. Small mac and cheese cup, which was my recommendation. They say satisfying. This is going to become a new go-to side order. 8 out of 10. I told you, man, there's something about that mac and cheese. It's good. Drumstick. Found 2 that were partially open and exposed. It's been years since I had one. I think I am spoiled on cornetto ice cream overseas. Drumstick is okay. Ate some. Put the rest in a cup for later. 6 out of 10.
That's a disappointing review.
Well, now we need to have cornetto ice cream. I want to see what that's like.
Oh, cornettos are good.
It's not ringing a bell for me. Maybe I need to see.
They're
it.
Like you've had something exactly like it before.
I'll look it up after this. On my way home, tried 2 other convenience stores to try and find the 2 drinks. Peach Joe tea, 62 grams of sugar. At least it was cane sugar. Pretty good Southern style tea. I will try other flavors someday. 8.5 out of 10. And couldn't find Twister. I'll try to keep my eye out for it as I travel around Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. At the last second, I saw Bimbo, the Bimbo rack, and I grabbed a how do I say this? Montechuck's Hershey. Pretty good little muffin. Better than most packaged baked goods I have had. Need to have milk or coffee with it. 8 out of 10. See, I'm telling you, man, the Bimbo stuff is good. Try it. And their total amount spent was $22.32. So, lowest thing reviewed was the drumstick. Highest thing reviewed was the Peach Joe tea. And we went from a range of 6 to 8.5. I'd say that's a pretty damn solid meal. Hello, SD. Good to see you. So, thank you so much, Slider, for Slider 64 for sharing your review. I'm glad. It seems like you enjoyed the meal. And if anybody else tries that, feel free to reach out and let us know. Moving on. Yes, this is something I meant to talk about on last week's podcast and forgot. This is actually video game related. Mitsuyoshi. No. Takenobu Mitsuyoshi. You may not know the name. You don't know the name? I had trouble remembering the name, but I'm making a point to remember it now. He is the man that is known throughout the game world as the singer of Daytona. He's the Daytona guy. Daytona, let's go away. That guy. So if you used to go to arcades when they were a thing, I mean, they still are, but back in the day, they had Daytona machines. And anytime you would walk by a Daytona machine, you would hear that man singing. Again, his name is Takenobu Mitsuyoshi. Well, he's back, and he did a new song for Denshi Attack, which is available on. There he is. Thank you, Malakela. A new song for Denshi Attack, which is on Switch 2, and he kills it. I'm only going to play you a little bit, but if you were worried he still doesn't have it, because Daytona was decades ago, but don't you worry, he's still got it. I love the doody doo. Get ready for this. It's an amazing song. I'm just gonna let you hear the last little bit of the chorus because I love the note he hits. It's such a good song. The name of the song is Infinite Sky, again from the Denshi Attack soundtrack, which so far is a phenomenal soundtrack. But Takenobu Mitsuyoshi still killing it. So great to hear him. Top comment here is this the Daytona USA guy? What a majestic voice. That's correct.
It is.
That is him. He has, I don't know how to say this and not sound mean. I love the man's voice. I really do. He has such like a genuine, honest voice where like some of his notes sound sour, but I enjoy them. Like I don't, from a traditional singing perspective, I don't think he's an amazing singer, but he gives it his all, and that genuine, earnest feeling comes through the song for me to make it that much more enjoyable. So I legitimately do like the guy. So Infinite Sky, go listen to it. It's a great song. Denshi Attack, there's a demo. You can play it on Switch 2 right now, and I've heard wonderful things about the game. Some people are saying game of the year.
It's a great game to have his voice on a song for. It just fits for some reason.
Yep. And I heard that the song he did for that game in particular takes place on a racing stage, which makes sense for Daytona. So there you go. We also have a Patreon. Mom Brain, did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon?
Sorry, the soundboard wasn't working.
For $1.
For $1. Lovely people have, and they saw me write about these things this week. First up, Blade Runner 2099, the brand new Blade Runner show going to Amazon Prime. I don't know, September, October, November. I honestly don't remember. I love Blade Runner. I will be there day one for the show. I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh. I'd like to think I'm very forgiving and very understanding and very whatever. And I will reserve judgment until I see whatever it is, no matter what the trailer makes me think. So I will reserve final judgment for when I actually watch the show. But this trailer, I watched it and I was like, it doesn't feel right. There's something, the dialogue seemed really bad. The acting in the trailer felt very flat. And there's something too, like, monotone, even keeled acting in a Blade Runner movie just because it makes sense for the characters in the universe. But there's something about this that feels different. Even the look of it didn't seem quite right. And I watched the trailer and I was bummed because I was like, I thought for sure I would really like this. And I came away from the trailer worried about the show. So
now you know how I feel about everything all the time.
Well, yes, but I'm not like mad about it, and I will excitedly watch the show when it comes out.
Now you don't know how I feel.
And I have seen plenty of trailers for shows or movies where I'm like, that doesn't look good, and then watch the thing and be like, this was fantastic. DTF St. Louis, I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't think so. And then I watched the show, I was like, this is phenomenal. So just happened recently. So very much could be a trailer that just didn't hit the right notes, and seeing things out of context or seeing things out of the scenes that they're in or without reference can make one thing look completely different from how it appears in the final thing. So we shall see. But I was bummed. It did not do it for me. And I needed to say this in the post. I didn't need to say this in the post, but I did. And I'm going to say it here. I'm sure you guys know this already, but I want to say, just to make it extra clear, this has nothing to do with Hunter Schafer being the lead in that show. I love Hunter Schafer. I have nothing but appreciation for Hunter Schafer. I am not tied to any of the people who are saying they won't watch that show because of Hunter Schafer. And I'm not going to get into why, because I don't need to. If you know, you know. And if you don't, that's great. So has nothing to do with their involvement. And I eagerly look forward to seeing them in the show. But yeah, trailer didn't do it for me, sadly. Very bummed out about that. But I'll reserve my judgment. Did you see the trailer?
I didn't. I don't give a crap anymore. Blade Runner's over for me. But
Well, didn't you eventually turn around on?
I did.
The
I
Gosling movie?
rewatched the Gosling movie, and I liked it a lot better the second time through. So I don't, but I think it needed to be made? No, I really didn't like. Wasn't life changing like the first one for me was, but I like the first one kind of way too much. I think.
I don't know
but-
if there's such a thing as way too much. I mean, that's like a seminal movie. Like that's a
it brings some semen out of me.
that's like, a hallmark of what Hollywood can achieve. Like that has influenced movies since that came out.
Still
like
today, it looks great.
without
In 1982, it's still today, it looks great.
I don't think there's such a, well, first off, whatever movie you like and whatever it means to you is always right for who you are. But like to say that, the doubt like Blade Runner as far as what it achieved in so many different ways, like that's a very important movie to cinema.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way because I love it. So nothing's going to live up to it for me. But I did read something about the show that
Slider 64 says like semen in the rain. That's not the way that speech goes from what I remember, but clearly I need to watch the movie again.
Yeah. No, I read something about the show though, that it's a one and done. Like they have the season or the series and they're going to make it. And you know me, that's music to my ears. So like, that's the one thing that I'm taking from it. Like, okay, they have an ending in mind.
Yes.
Because look, no one should watch Cape Fear on Apple TV Plus, but I watched it and devoured it like it was a cheesy
soap opera.
Soap opera. Thank you very much. And it stayed that way throughout. It's like a hardcore soap opera, but like they left the end. I don't want to spoil the ending for anyone who might see it, but like, let's just say that some things need to end sometimes, like some things just need to end and have an ending, and that would be great.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and I agree. Some things need to end. Now, what those things are changes based on each person, obviously, but there is certain things where a majority of people are like, okay, this probably should have ended, and that doesn't mean it should have, but you can say public sentiment seems to be this should have ended. But to counterpoint your point, you go into almost everything thinking it should end after like the whatever, one book, one show, one movie, like thinking it should end. And that's not wrong. I just want to, for the audience, stress that is your mindset more often than not going into
go in thinking that. Yes. But having watched all of the season, I think now I'm qualified to say, in my opinion, we can end things.
Yeah, you could say whatever in your opinion. Sure.
But yeah, so anyways, I got off the topic here, but that could be a good thing because like a lot of times they'll do a movie because it's like, oh, people have heard of Blade Runner, so let's do a show, and then they do it and they're like, we'll leave the ending open because what if it's popular, then we can milk it till the rest of our lives and it dies.
That's what you're saying based on just how you feel. Like you don't. Are there situations?
I'm playing the percentages, okay?
Are there but percentages based on percentages you've made up? Like this is all stuff you've made up. Are there
There's no official numbers? No.
Yes. Are there situations where creators have made shows and left it open ended because they're hoping it becomes a hit and they paves the way for more? Yes, 100%. But the way you're speaking of it about numbers and percentages are non-existent. Like you're just talking about your opinion of, you think often they make shows where they're like, let's keep it open in case it's big and then we can keep it going and milk it.
I mean, it's kind of like Severance is a good, for me, example where he had a second season in mind. And that's why, to me, the second season only made the show better. Whereas you get something like, I don't know, I was just thinking of like Lost, great first season, but they didn't have anything. They didn't know where it was going, and it's clear that they're like,
Is that official? I didn't watch Lost.
and they're putting like the train tracks in front of the train as it's speeding down the.
So now we're getting some or I should say, I'm getting some insight. This is great. So did you watch Lost?
Oh yeah.
So okay, things are making sense now. So Lost bummed you out because it seemed to meander, and the ending, I believe, is something that didn't sit well with a lot of people. And then you came to learn that the show took off, and they were like, "Well, we'll figure it out as we go because we don't know where this is going."
Yeah.
And okay, everything's making sense.
I don't want
now.
to blame everything on Lost trauma, but I'm saying because Lost was so popular,
Yes.
a lot of people, a lot of producers are like, let's leave it open at the end. I mean, because it only takes 2 seconds to leave it open.
And again, like you're saying, a lot of producers, I just want to stress, this is not coming from a factual place.
It never is. No, of course not. What do you
I just want to stress that. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying we don't know. You and I and my brain don't know. And again, there have been cases where that is the case, and there have been cases where that isn't the case. And we'll never know because we're not in those writers' rooms until somebody comes out and says, somebody involved with the production was like, yeah, they didn't know what they were doing, but they had a hit, so they ran with it. Or this was planned out from the beginning. So who knows? And because it's planned out from the beginning doesn't mean it'll be good. And because it wasn't planned out from the beginning doesn't mean it'll be bad. It's all in there. But, you see things like Lost that, in the opinion of a decent amount of people, seem to have petered out and didn't have a satisfying ending. A lot of people are like, well, it's because they didn't plan things out. And then when you see other things down the line and it doesn't go the way you want it to go, you're like, well, the producers are like, we want the money and we want and that's how it all works.
And this is going to be me talking out of school as usual because I haven't seen it. None of us have, but like Ted Lasso. Did they have any idea where they're going with it? They're like, oh, it's popular. Oh, let's bring it back. Season 4, we're doing it. And it's like, what? Whereas Pluribus, I feel like it's in really good hands for the second season. Widow's Bay, really good hands for the second season. Have we seen them? No, but like it feels like they had a plan. Whereas this, it's just like, oh, well, now he's doing the girls' team and he's still in England and he's and everything we earned is thrown out the window. And oh, is football life? No, football's not life in this one. How funny. Like, I mean, literally, I don't know if you've seen the trailer.
Oh, I've seen
There's
it.
one line in the trailer, and it's football is life. No, football's not life. And it's like, oh my God, we couldn't even do something original for the trailer, like for one line. But whatever. Maybe I don't know anything about Ted Lasso. I've only seen every single episode 3 times.
I mean, you're talking. I have also seen Ted Lasso, and I bowed out. I watched all 3 seasons, but I bowed out long before we got to the end there. But I will say, Jason Sudeikis has been talking about it in a way that I find very interesting. So he came out and he's like, they tried to get me to do new Ted Lasso all for a while because it was very popular and they were making lots of money. And he said they offered me more money and more money and more money to do it. And he didn't do it. And then he said years went by. And so many people are like, I love Ted Lasso. And he'd meet people and they're like, Ted Lasso changed my life. And he'd meet people that were like, we need Ted Lasso in today's world. And he started thinking like, not only do I understand that, he was like, I'm starting to feel like I need Ted Lasso, not from a money perspective, but from like, because of the state of the world. He's like, I'm starting to understand like, okay, I get what people are saying when they say I need Ted Lasso because
you've got 3 seasons.
The world's terrible,
but I get it.
And he said, I also started to feel like I need Ted Lasso because I'm feeling bummed out about things and whatever. And he said, got some of the writing team together and they went somewhere and talked forever about if we were going to do another season, what could we do with it? And he's like, eventually we got on the same page with something that we really were happy about. And he's like, I felt like, okay, we can go ahead and do Ted Lasso. So I do very much appreciate that it was, no, I'm not doing it. And literally years went by where it wasn't happening. And then eventually he had a come to Jesus moment and a new way of thinking about it. That doesn't mean the new season's going to be good, but I can respect the process of how he got to where it is now.
I hope that's how he got to where he is now. But I mean, like, think about it. You do Ted Lasso. It's a huge hit. You think you're going to get offers rolling in, years and years go by, and all you're getting is offers for Ted Lasso. And then you're like, oh, how do I spin this? Oh, the world stinks. I need Ted Lasso.
I mean, yes.
Drive that. Oh, the dump truck full of money. Just park it right over
But that's
in the driveway,
thing.
if you would.
It's not just the dump truck full of money, because he had the dump truck full of money offered to him multiple times. Now, I could be fleeced here and you're right, or you could be pessimistic and I'm right. We won't know.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who served his ex-wife on stage. Like, I mean, he doesn't seem like that great of a dude.
But again, yes, we could say things that happen that make us feel one way or other about the guy. We don't know. All we can do is take what he says at face value and either believe it or don't, and engage with the new season or not.
Well, what's funny is I'm talking all this trash and I'm still obviously gonna watch the new season. So I don't even know why I'm even doing it. But at the same time, I'm gonna tell on myself and be like, what I do love is Shrinking. And that couldn't be more open-ended. They could go one way or the other with it. And I don't care. Start writing it tomorrow, and I'm fine with it because I love all those characters so much. It's just so well done.
This is the thing that I have and still am coming to grips with our friendship. Anything you say when it comes to entertainment will not make sense because there's contradictory stuff all over the place. And I need to... The problem for me is when you talk about the stuff, you're very passionate and like...
As if
you're like,
facts.
You're like, this is how it should be. And I need to let that wash over me because I know that's not like, I know
that's
how
one
you
man's
operate.
Opinion. That's one man's opinion.
But, and the biggest problem I have is when you speak about it like it is fact. And I need to be like, I know how it goes and I need to let it go. So I still, I'll say 7 out of 10 times now I can like, let it ride, but there's certain things where I'm like, how is he saying this?
Who do you know who's seen more movies and TV than me?
That is
probably nobody.
Which also,
not that makes me an expert, but
that's the thing. Like that both lends credibility to you and takes it away because you're like, why do they do all these things? Also, I watch all these things, and it's like I can't.
What else am I supposed to do? Not watch them?
But again, as I say,
complain about them if you watch.
It's very important to me to have an opinion, and I feel like I can't have an opinion if I don't engage. So I do like that about you. You may say this, that, or the other thing, but you will engage with it and have the opinion. I may not like the opinion, but you watch it to have the opinion. So I can't complain about that. And that's better than most. So I'll take that for what it is. So that's that. All based off of Splatoon, or based off of Blade Runner talk. I also talked about Splatoon Raiders. I don't know. I haven't wrote about it for GoNintendo just because it's unimportant, but I find it interesting. Splatoon Raiders, at last check, is the 7th highest reviewed game on Metacritic when it comes to user scores. And I don't mean this year. I mean all time. Splatoon Raiders is the 7th best user reviewed game on Metacritic. It's at a 9.3. And this started off with people who genuinely believe that the game is that fantastic. And then it became like a little bit of a meme and people were going on just joining in for fun. But now we're back, it seems like, on the genuine side of things. And I love that we so often see Metacritic used for people to be like, this game has a female lead, 0 out of 10. And then the user generated scores like, a 4.8 versus the critic average, which is like an 8 or a 9. And it's like, what the hell's going on here? Now this time we're seeing something that came about genuinely where people are like, I love this game and I'm going to give it a good review on Metacritic, rather than people being like, this is a Nintendo game, 0 out of 10 or anything like that. And to see it climb so high, mostly organically, has been really interesting to see. And I'll talk more about Splatoon Raiders later today because I've been playing it a lot more. So there's that. But I can't remember the last time we talked about anything like this on Metacritic. I don't even want to say the last time. I can't remember talking about this on Metacritic, where it's like, here's something that users are giving a really high score because they like, and not like this game has been review bombed because it's got a trans person in it or some garbage like that. So it's just very refreshing to see. I also wrote about Final Fantasy 14, which is finally coming to Nintendo platforms. It's coming to Switch 2 this week. I don't remember the date. It's like the 3rd or the 4th or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. It's this week. So I have always wanted to play an MMORPG. I never have, just because I cannot get. Most of them are on PC, and my friends don't have PC games or PCs that they're going to play those games on. Also, the vast majority of my friends are not going to be into MMORPGs just because they don't play RPGs or they don't want to do that kind of game. So I never played it, and I heard, this game's been around since what, like 2011, and I know people love it, and that's why it's still alive to this day and coming to new platforms, because people really enjoy this experience. And I always thought to myself, if it does come to a Nintendo platform, I would love to try it. And now it is coming out this week. So I talked to people on Patreon to see, have you played it? What do you think of it? Is it welcoming and all that stuff? And got some really good information from you guys. So that was really cool. Hi, Piper. And a lot of talk about how welcoming the community is and how you don't need to
She's going down to her office.
you could play solo if you want. Obviously, there's going to be stuff you need other people for, but you can play solo and get in there. So I really want to give it a try. I really do. And after talking to, like, anybody that replied on Patreon I think pretty much everybody has played it, is still playing it and really enjoys it. And, a game that has that kind of longevity, for someone to be like, I've been playing this since it came out, and we're, 2 decades later, and they're still playing it. I'm like, okay, yeah, then obviously there's something to this experience. So it's cool that Nintendo fans will get to enjoy it, and in the very near future. And I know it's going to take a lot of time, and I don't have time like I want to, but that doesn't stop me from at least going in and giving it a shot. So again, I've always wanted to play MMORPGs, but I stayed away from them because I was afraid of RPGs, and I'm not afraid of RPGs anymore. The only MMORPG I ever played was Maple Story, because that was side-scrolling action RPG, and I had a lot of fun with that. But I was playing that solo. I wasn't playing that with other people, but I did enjoy it. But no shade to Maple Story. Final Fantasy 14 is more what you think of when it comes to like a traditional MMORPG. So Maple Story is a little bit different. No shade to that game, but I'd like to dip my toes into those waters, and I'll have the chance to do so this week. Moving on, yes, sadly, Wonder Man Season 2 canceled. So they announced it 4 months ago, and I was shocked. I was like, out of all the MCU shows, this one's going to get a Season 2. Very happy about it because I loved it. But I was like, I can't believe it. I was like, maybe because it's getting like a lot of good buzz, and because it's got to be cheap compared to other MCU stuff. Like,
Right.
not really much in the way of special effects, and it's very character driven and shot on location and everything. I was like, everything's there. Everything checks the boxes for that. But I was still shocked that it was getting a Season 2. And now, sadly, this week it was canceled.
And with like, you got to think that they're going to be doing mutant stuff soon. That he could tie into the mutant world, I think.
Certainly. But yeah, they canceled it without any real explanation. They didn't say why, but the writers have been released and they are free to work on other projects. So it's
Man,
like
that's a real
done
bummer.
and dusted. A definite bummer, because that was such a fantastic show. And Disney said that those characters could pop up in other things. They're like, we're not saying Wonder Man is dead, but the second season is not happening. So, and I was like, it will be nice to see them maybe pop up. Shang-Chi 2 is coming out, and Trevor Slattery was a big part of Shang-Chi. So yes,
Yeah.
maybe we could see him there, and maybe Wonder Man will be involved. I don't know. And that will be nice to see, but I'll also feel robbed because I want to see Wonder Man and Trevor Slattery interacting with each other. That's the heart of that show. That's why I love that show so much.
It doesn't have to be a part of the bigger
Yeah.
universe if they could
That's
just
the
keep
thing
the show, like, because that's
I'm-
what worked about it.
That's what I'm struggling with. I'm sure there is 100% a way you could interject both of them into the MCU somewhere, and it would be lovely. I can't figure that out. It's not my job to do that. But based on what we have seen with Wonder Man, I'm not looking at those two characters as how they can fit into the MCU. If anything, I'm like, I don't see how they fit into the MCU, because everything you got from them in the show is mostly not MCU related. It's just a case study of two people that become friends. So, not that those elements haven't been part of MCU things, but that is what this show is about through and through. Like I said to Mom Brain, it's like she hasn't watched it yet. It's like 90% just a regular show and 10% superhero stuff. So
Yeah.
But so I said I was bummed because I really love the show. But also in a way, I'm not bummed, because I was like, that whole season self-contained, was beautiful. I loved it.
To be honest, I didn't think they were gonna make another.
Neither did I.
Before they announced that they were.
So I was very happy it was getting more because I loved the characters and I was surprised it was happening. I am upset that a second season isn't happening, but also I'm kind of like, you know what? That's also okay because that first season is really something special, I thought. And I forget the actor's name, but he got nominated for an Emmy, and I would love to see him win. I think he was fantastic in it.
He was so good.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, bummed, but not as bummed as I normally would be, just because I think specifically with Wonder Man, there's a beauty to that show existing in and of itself. So we'll see what happens with the characters going forward. But again, it was also surprising because some of the MCU shows don't get a second season. We had Loki got a second season, and Agatha got a second season. And that's it. So there's second seasons for any other MCU show, right? They're kind of standalone, all of them. So if anything,
Not that
it's
I can think of.
WandaVision didn't know. We got Agatha got her. There's Agatha All Along, which is like a pseudo second season because of WandaVision, but at least it's more of a continuation than any other MCU show has gotten. But Loki, I guess, is really the only one that has gotten 2 actual seasons, and both of those were great. So, but yeah, it is what it is. We'll see where they pop up later. I love, in particular, Trevor Slattery, so I would love. We'll see. I'm sure they'll pop up somewhere, and we'll see what they do with it.
You said that Shang-Chi's getting a second
movie. Yeah, the guy who did Spider-Man is the guy who did Shang-Chi.
Man, I feel like it took so long for that. I really liked Shang-Chi. I'd like to see the sequel.
That's why I was excited for Spider-Man, because I was like, the guy who did Shang-Chi is doing it, and I love Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know that. But what about the Doomsday movie?
What about it?
Like, who's going to be in it? Like, because we've got
Shang-Chi is in the Doomsday movie.
So he's in that, but he's got his own movie as well. It's coming out after Doomsday, or
yeah, that's after Doomsday, far out. Yeah.
And then what about? I mean, there's so many characters. Like, what about She-Hulk and like
She-Hulk?
Miss Marvel?
We don't know what's going to happen with She-Hulk at all, because unfortunately that was part of a. I really like She-Hulk. That's one of my favorite MCU TV shows. Like, I really enjoyed that show. But unfortunately, that was part of reviews were good, but that was part of a big campaign online too. It's a female and she's dancing to a song, and the CG's terrible, and so it never had a fair shake ever.
Sexy when she's got muscles.
Yeah.
So we don't like
Can
her.
you believe she's dancing in this? They ended the show with dancing. Well, what about Star-Lord dancing? That's different. So it never got a fair shake. I don't know if we'll ever see She-Hulk again, and if we do, it'll be like a one-off appearance somewhere. Like, I don't know. Like, she's not going to get another season of the show. There's not going to be a She-Hulk movie. It's going to be like, Doomsday. It's like, there she is, and she dies, or something like that. So, wow, that was almost a real hello.
That was great.
So, yes, that bums me out.
And the Marvels, are they going to be in the Doomsday movie?
So, I don't know for sure, obviously, but spoiler alert for Miss Marvel, the TV show. Spoiler alert. She is a mutant. That is introduced in that show.
Yeah.
And she has connectivity with Daredevil. Her spoiler alert for Daredevil in the second season. Was that the second season? Or was that the first season? First season, I guess. Her dad is working the bank.
Right.
And so there's something. Yes, I would. All the groundwork for X-Men in the MCU has been laid. I would imagine she's going to be at least some part of a cornerstone there. Yeah. So,
well, it's just kind of. I mean, the trailer came out for Doomsday, so we could talk about what's in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they spent years with these new characters, showing us new characters and shows and this and that, and then it's like, oh, and here's, Chris Evans again. It's like, Jesus, like we don't have enough characters that we can use now? Like, let Chris Evans's Captain America retire and have his family and all that. We did that.
Well, again, like, we're speaking of a place of we don't know what's going to happen in a movie. Like, there's so many ways in the comics that the retired Captain America comes back.
I'm not saying that it's not feasible that he comes back. I'm just saying, like, we could. You're writing the story. You could write anything you want. How about we write for the new characters, or write because they weren't popular? I guess I don't know.
I mean, but that's the thing. This new Doomsday has some old characters and many new characters. So this will be, for a lot of people, their introduction to many of the new characters, because they didn't not like the other things, they just didn't see them. So like you're going to get the Thunderbolts in Doomsday, and people are going to be like, who are these people? They'll know Yelena, but they won't know everybody else. They won't know Bob, and they won't know.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see it, and I'm probably going to enjoy it. I'm just a little worried because it kind of seems like this wasn't the plan. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we got Robert Downey Jr. and like Chris Evans and stuff. Like what? It doesn't seem like this was the plan when they started the second thing. I mean, I guess Jonathan Majors might have been a huge reason why this got
Jonathan
all
Majors
wonky,
caused a whole rejiggering of everything. Yes, without a doubt. How much impact that had to what's going on, I don't know. But without a doubt, they looked at the last 5 years of MCU movies, and there's been ones that do good and ones that do bad and ones that do really bad. And they look at that slate and they're like, okay, this needs to inform at least partially where we go forward. I don't think that's like a crazy thing to do. Like, I think they're like, okay, we have a whole bunch of new characters that are really important and they're going to be a part of Doomsday, but we also have characters that people really love. And there's plenty of people who watch those who didn't show up for anything after. And they didn't see like, the Eternals, and they were like, I hate it, because the Eternals didn't really do much box office at all. It's people who were like, Endgame happened and they were like, okay, goodbye MCU minus Spider-Man, and they've only come back for Spider-Man movies. So you do Doomsday and it's like, here's Robert Downey Jr. and here's Chris Evans, and these people are like, oh yeah, okay, I haven't seen anything Marvel in 6 years, so I'll go see that. Like, as far as how it's all going to work out, I have no problem with them doing any of it. Like, I don't care. I'll have to decide how it works out when I actually see it. But so it's a mix of a whole bunch of things. Like, storylines are there that make sense, and Jonathan Majors' situation is there, and they had to rejigger things. And they're like, people stop seeing MCU movies after Endgame, so we need some Endgame people. It all fits. Yeah, it's all feasible. Now, how it all works together in one movie, we'll see. But again, it's not like, the Russos haven't done movies where there's like 40 characters in there that worked more or less, or at least to a degree where the general audience was like, yes, I am okay with this. So we'll see. I think what's going to have to happen is Doomsday is the movie where, minus Robert Downey Jr., we're going to get like a reintroduction to a lot of the new characters, and the weight is on Doomsday to make people who are returning care about these new characters. Like, Doomsday is going to have to make the people who didn't see Thunderbolts care about the Thunderbolts characters, and like see like the second Black Panther. Like, we know like Fantastic Four did all right, didn't do great, but like this is going to be the movie that shows these newcomers or lapsed fans, here's why you should care about them. And can they do that? I don't know, but Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are going to put butts in seats that wouldn't be there otherwise. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Well, good luck.
We'll see what happens. I'll be there. I mean, I teared up just why I've seen that trailer so many times already. The Doomsday trailer. I teared up seeing it in the theater, and I teared up when they showed the countdown clock, because I was like, oh God, I can't wait. But I never left the MCU, and I don't have the, how it is online. Are there people who saw MCU movies that didn't like them and think the quality has dropped considerably? There sure are, and I'm not saying they're wrong. But all you need to do is look at the box office of a decent amount of the movies to be like, okay, the people who are saying they don't like these movies and the MCU got bad, at least a decent amount of them didn't see these movies at all. They're just jumping on the bandwagon. They stopped at Endgame, and that was it. So, because you could tell by the box office because people are seeing them.
But I didn't see a lot of the movies in the theaters recently, and I've seen them all because I've watched them on Disney Plus.
Yeah, so. But you're not a big theater person. Like, there's a big difference. You have to look at what MCU movies were doing in the theater versus what they're doing now. Like, you have Deadpool, which killed it at the theaters, and Spider-Man, which killed it at the theaters. And for as much as I don't like the Doctor Strange movie, that did really well at the theaters. And then
I saw all 3 of those in the theater.
this is what I'm talking about. Proof positive. This is exactly it.
But I
Because
stopped
those
going because I wasn't enjoying the movies, and I only went to see Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man because they look good.
and that's what I'm saying.
And those
That's
have been
why
good movies.
they're bringing these characters. That's why Doomsday is going to have, or at least partially going to have, characters that people, when they last saw them, recognize them as movies that they enjoyed. So that's why they're there. You're like somewhat of an outlier because you have kept up with them. But you weren't going to the movies to see all the MC movies before, were you?
No,
Yeah.
I just saw kind of like the second half of them.
Yeah. So that's like, you're a unicorn. You because you're watching everything outside of MCU. You watch a lot of stuff, so you have at least some connection to the MCU that you will still watch those movies. But I mean, the proof is there after Endgame. Like, we had Endgame and Spider-Man, and then you see people.
But I just,
go.
again, like I said about this latest Spider-Man movie, it's because it's well written and we care about the characters, and and the action is thoughtful and clever. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy to say post Endgame, the quality of 90% of the stuff.
I'm not
hugely.
I don't agree with that, but I'm not saying you're wrong. But you're really underestimating the power of just Spider-Man in general. Like, these Spider-Man movies consecutively, even when it was Andrew Garfield, were box office booms. Like, Spider-Man is an absolutely, I don't think there's any bigger character in theaters than Spider-Man. I really do not. I can't name one. I can't think of anything that's as big as Spider-Man. And like, multiple times over, the power of Spider-Man puts people in theaters. They just love that character. And that's after the third Tobey Maguire movie, which isn't very good at all. And that's after the Andrew Garfield movies, which
you haven't
people
seen them.
love them, but based on reviews overall, you can see they are the bottom of the barrel for Spider-Man movies. But that doesn't stop people from going to see Spider-Man because they just legitimately love Spider-Man. There is a big thing to that. It's like Batman.
That's true.
There's like, Batman's on a lower level, but people turn up at the theaters to see Batman movies. They will go to see Batman. And Batman is the closest thing I can think of to Spider-Man as far as a character people will repeatedly turn out to see. Because there's been stinker Batman movies, but it doesn't stop people from going to see the next Batman movie. There's never been a Batman movie where it's like, well, nobody went to go see that one. It's like, oh, that made 100 million less, but it still made 1.1 billion. So people just love, there's a certain point you hit with certain characters where people are like, I love this character and I'm going no matter what. And to change that, I think it would have to be like, you need like 3 really bad movies in a row before people are like, I don't think I'm going to see that anymore.
I'm not trying to dispute the name recognition of that or of Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. I'm just saying, and like you said, we haven't seen the movie yet, but it just makes me a little nervous because it just feels like we're doing this from a boardroom where we have to check all the boxes to make as much money, which I get because that's what it, you have to make money in that business. But like, it doesn't feel like the artists behind it were like, I've got to tell this story. It was like, we got to hit all these boxes and come up with something. Chris Evans is back. Like, yeah. So, but I think it just boils down to you're a positive you see glass half full and I see glass half empty.
Yeah.
Probably is the way we have to look at it.
Yeah. And again, I think we can see each other's glasses too, because it's not like I'm immune to there being a boardroom where people are like, this needs to make money because the MCU is in trouble. I very much recognize that that's the case, but I'm also saying that doesn't mean that a fantastic movie can't come out of that. But yes, that's a part of the puzzle. And I'm sure that's a bigger part of the puzzle now than ever because the MCU isn't doing what it used to do. And could the MCU ever get back to anywhere near what it was? I personally don't think so, but I think it could get to a healthier place. I also, but again, like, has the quality of the MCU dropped? 100% it has dropped. I would not say it has dropped to the degree that people think it has. But it's everybody's opinion. Like, I like them more than other people. All I care is that if I'm talking to somebody about the MCU have they actually seen the movies? And with you have. So you could be like, this is the biggest piece of dog crap I've ever seen, and I could be like, this is my favorite movie, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree because we've both seen the movie.
Yeah.
The problem is online and discussions and influence. There are plenty of people who are talking about these things who haven't seen any of these things. Like, they didn't see the Marvels, and they're crapping on the Marvels. They didn't see Thunderbolts. Look at the box office for Thunderbolts, which I think is one of the strongest MCU movies in general. I love the Thunderbolts. And if you're someone who's like, I miss old MCU, go see Thunderbolts. That's got so much of what the old MCU was. But again, you look at the box office and you see that people aren't turning out to see these movies, and how much of it is people who burned out on the MCU after Endgame, people who think the quality dropped, people who are just paying attention to what's being said online, or people who are like, I don't need to go because I can watch it streaming. That's a whole other thing in general. People aren't going to the theaters like they used to because they're like, I could wait 4 weeks and it'll be streaming at home. And rather than spending, $50 to take my family to the theaters, I can watch it at home. And then on top of all that, there's people who burned out on it, not because they felt the quality dropped, but because they're like, I didn't see Loki and I didn't see WandaVision, and now this stuff isn't making any sense to me. I don't have time to keep up with all this stuff. So they bowed out too. There's so many different, everybody wants to look at, this goes with everything. Hey, Marsboro, this goes with everything. People will look at something that doesn't make sense to them, and they want one clear-cut answer. They want one simple explanation to be like, this is why this is happening, and then they don't want to think about it anymore because it already aligns with how they feel. So people want to look at the MCU and go, it's because the quality dropped, and that's it. And then that becomes the narrative online. And again, this is coming from someone who agrees to some degree quality has dropped. I don't feel it has dropped to what other people say, but I can recognize that quality has dropped for people. But I don't think what people are, there's so many other aspects that people aren't willing to recognize or talk about. And also, here's one that we don't talk about enough, and I know gamers know this very well. Once the ball starts rolling in a negative direction, good luck turning it around. It's near impossible to get away from that. Once the zeitgeist has turned and decided something is bad, that momentum is near unstoppable. And I'm not talking about just movies. I'm talking about TV shows, movies, music, games. Like, there was a time when Nickelback was very popular. I did not like Nickelback, but that doesn't matter. When Tide turned on Nickelback for them being religious or them being butt rock or any of that, it never came back. They still have fans, certainly, but they're not in movies like they used to be. Their music isn't selling like it used to be because that zeitgeist was like, this is something that we now make fun of. And if you don't make fun of it, we're going to make fun of you. And now you bring up Nickelback to people, they will have heard only songs that are in theaters or in movies and never heard full albums. And they'll be like, oh my God, Nickelback, can you believe it? Because that's the way the zeitgeist went. So that's what happens. And it's a fascinating study, no matter what it is. Just the MCU is so big and was so popular. And there are outliers now that maintain that popularity, but there are plenty of movies that don't. So it's a fascinating thing to look at. And they don't love a comeback story. They love a failure story because nothing fascinates people more than something being really popular going to something that's not as popular or not popular at all. People love that because they can sit on their high horse and point and look and go like, oh yeah, look at that. I remember when it was good and now it's bad. It's like people watching Olympics at home where you watch, this girl do 8 flips and then she lands with one toe outside of the mat and you're like, oh my God, she blew it. What an idiot. Or they watch like FIFA and the coach makes a call and the team misses a goal and they're like, this coach doesn't know what he's talking about. What an asshole. It's like, maybe that's not the case and maybe there's more to it than you realize, but you sitting on your gilded chair looking out above the peons and you're like, if I was there, I would have done everything perfectly and it all would have worked out. It's a very privileged place you live in, but nobody wants to have those conversations. But anyway, I like having those conversations. They're fascinating.
Well, I just think that, yes, what you're talking about, the haters, the people that haven't seen it and just want to hate and get on the train, that sucks. I have seen them, and I have my own opinions, and that's fine.
Yes, that is fine. The problem is, I know you have this thing where you're like, this is my opinion, and it is everyone's opinion who did this.
It's just my opinion, but
and I'm not saying your opinion is wrong, because it's your opinion, and my opinion isn't right. It's their opinions, and I think that's what people really struggle with.
yeah.
This is an opinion versus this is a fact. Like, two people can feel completely opposite about one thing. Factually, we could be like, Eternals made this much at the box office and lost this much money. This was a failure at the box office. You and I can look at that together and be like, yes, we agree 100%. And I can also say in the same breath, Eternals is one of my favorite MCU movies. And you go, I really don't like Eternals.
Yeah.
Those are opinions. And we can
Yeah.
talk about that until the end of time. But factually, did not make money, was a failure at the box office. Factual, 100%. I agree with that, 100%.
Yeah, you look, that's very important, the box office numbers, but I look at it from, did I like it?
I'm just talking about, facts versus
Yeah.
opinions. That's all I can say factually is the movie bombed and people didn't like it. So.
And Blood Ocean, yes, I was a little strong with that 90%, but can I read you some of these movies or can we not? I mean, they're all going to be my opinions.
Yes,
but
again, that's what I'm talking about. You can't.
So then he can't say 90% is a crazy number because
he doesn't know a factual number. That is correct. I would argue there's probably some evidence to say 90% is too high of a number, but I don't know.
Definitely too high.
Yeah.
But you should go to the wiki and read some of these titles post Endgame, man. I mean, geez.
This is the problem that we get into, because you're like, you can see it, but then also you're like, but let me just say, and then you're going to read movies where you think they're really bad, and you're like, the proof is in the pudding, and it's like, there's no proof here. You're just telling us you don't like
pudding.
You're just saying you don't like those movies. I get it, because I could read that same list and be like, I love this movie. This one's in my top 10 MCU. I didn't think this one was great, but Multiverse of Madness, 3 out of 10. Do not like that movie. The Samuel L. Jackson one, Secret Invasion, 2 out of 10. That's the worst MCU thing I've ever seen.
Right.
I wouldn't say there's anything personally for me redeeming in that, but there's people out there that love them, I'm sure. And that's it. So I can't be like,
Maybe.
90% of people hate this show. Because, of course they do, because that's just me spouting opinion. We don't know any of that, and we'll never know any of that. There'll be a survey. Maybe you could do a survey, and it's like, okay, we talked to 10,000 people who watch this show, and 60% of it say it's the worst thing they've ever seen. You're like, okay, well, at least factually I can say that, but that's not going to happen. But opinion-wise, those are the things I think are the worst MCU. And other than that, the lowest I'd go personally on MCU is 7 out of 10. And Deux hears that and he's like, that's crazy. There's so many like 3s and 4s and all that stuff. And that it's all opinion. It's all opinion.
Yes,
and there's no cut and dry reason for why everybody stopped doing what they were doing. So it is. It's fascinating. I mean, we could do a whole podcast about that every week, because I love that kind of talk. It's just very difficult to get in those conversations. And it's great to share opinions and all that, but you have to step back, and I have to do it all the time too. Step back and say, what I'm talking about now is just an opinion versus a fact. And
how about this? Let me ask you this. Can you see this? I'm trying to find a way to word this without sounding like my opinion is correct. I was going to say, like, can you put the latest Spider-Man we just watched up against Eternals and realize that Spider-Man is like a better movie, just like as a movie, like written, characters, action, the whole package. Like,
this is you trying to say opinion wise, because I can tell you my opinion on the other side is I like Eternals better than this movie. Like, easy too.
I think we should move on. I think we should move on.
And that's not me being like,
I know you're not like ever, and that's fine. It just baffles me that
I know
you could, like, you'd watch that and be like, this is better. Whatever.
And
I'm
that's
glad. Congratulations.
Well, see, ending it with congratulations is bad. But anyway, yes, we could talk about that forever. But moving on. The last thing I wrote about on Patreon was a Playdate thing. Playdate is the little yellow portable with the crank. There's this indie dev, Christina Ramos, who was saying how people were saying, like, you can't do a 3D game on the play date. And they're like, I don't know. And they've done a prototype of 3D gameplay, like polygonal gameplay on the play date. And it's like a Mirror's Edge kind of like platforming 3D experience. And people saw their prototype, and it's the internet. This leads into the conversation we were just having. And people were like, well, you couldn't do one where it's like outdoor environments because that would be impossible. Of course, you can do something inside a building because that leaves you a lot less to render and all that. And then Christina was like, okay. And they put out a demo of like an outdoor environment 3D on the play date to be like, you guys are talking out of your ass. And that's what the internet is. People all the time talking out of their ass. And more often than not, it's just people wanting to feel superior than other people, which is all kinds of horrible. But this
does
play
feel good to feel superior.
I can't I can't tell you anything that makes me feel that in particular, that when people are like that makes me so angry that if I could ever see myself doing something horrible, it would be because of that. Somebody who just wouldn't like let up. And it'd have to be on a serious topic. It wouldn't have to be like, the Eternals is garbage. It'd have to be like something very serious where I could like really, I could see myself snapping, but hasn't happened yet. But this kind of, internet being like, you can't do this thing. Somebody does it. And they're like, oh, but you did it this way. You can't do it this way. And then that person does it the way they say. And then what comes of it? This is what people don't think about. Nothing comes of it because those people who are being pieces of crap are always going to be pieces of crap until they have a personal epiphany. They're never going to see your evidence of like, look, you can do this. And they're going to be like, oh, you were right and I was wrong, because that's not where they're starting from to begin with. They're just being pieces of garbage to begin with and being mean to somebody who has passion for something. But that's the internet. So go check out Christina Ramos on Blue Sky or on YouTube and check out their play date.
I think it's Blueski.
Blueski, you're right. I'm so sorry. Check out their tech demo. It's really awesome looking. It's very impressive, and it runs really smoothly too, which is very cool. But like I said, it's like a Mirror's Edge kind of platforming. You know what? The platforming reminded me more of Metroid Prime. It's got that feeling like where you jump, and you know how like when you do the second jump, Samus's view will automatically look down a little bit to see the platforms to make it easier to first person platform. Reminded me a lot of that. So it looks really cool. Go check that out.
Very cool.
Thanks. Very cool. But that's it for Patreon. Mom Brain, come on. We got news to do. What are you doing? Looking at Yaoi and
I settled on one.
a Yaoi?
I did.
Save it for the end of the show. We'll tantalize people.
Tantalized.
All right. What do we got in the news this week? I don't remember. But let's remember together. Oh, I'm sorry. You already know this one. Every year we have the
Every year.
the report on Pokemon Company revenue. And this is from, do not look at this story, by the way, because I'll have you two play a little game here.
Not looking.
Same company as always, License Global, who tracks all this revenue at retail, to say what the top global licensors are. So these are companies that, don't look at this.
I'm not looking.
Companies that are they own properties and brands and stuff like that, or sometimes it is the company itself that owns its own IP. There's umbrella companies that own a whole bunch of stuff, but that's not always the case. Obviously Pokemon Company is on this list. Mom Brain, don't look. Pokemon Company is Pokemon Company is at number 6 this year. They were number 7 last year. Last year they made $12 billion. This year they made $15.7 billion. And last year they had broken their record from before, and now they broke it again by another $3.7 billion. Mom Brain, could you hit the mystery music, please? I am turning to you two for guesses on who else is on the global licensors. So this is, again, by revenue at retail we're talking about. So people are going into stores and buying things with these properties. And I'll be a little more gracious when I let you guess this time. So Mom Brain, you want to start, please?
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty.
Goodbye.
I will give you, because Sanrio is on this list. Sanrio is number 9. That is 11.7 billion. So that's a great example, Mom Brain, because Pokemon Company is on the list and they just do Pokemon. They don't do anything else. Sanrio just does Sanrio characters and nothing else. So it's all.
But
their
I think you're more likely to see Sanrio collab with lots of other, right? Like,
Sanrio collabs with everybody all the time. Pokemon Company does collaborations quite often, but nowhere near the degree that Hello Kitty or Sanrio does. But here's the thing. Sanrio is doing those collabs and people are buying those things. It's not just like, we'll slap our name on everything and see what sticks. It's like, oh, people are repeatedly turning up to buy this brand. So, yeah, Sanrio is on the list.
So this is for like characters and stuff, right? It's not like Coca-Cola or whatever.
Think more Coca-Cola, but we're talking about like
So like Lego.
brands rather than ignore food brands.
How about Lego?
Sure, great guess. That's a perfect guess. Sadly, it is not on this list, but you're in the right mindset.
All right.
Come on, brain.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. So that would be Disney, obviously, and Disney is not surprisingly number one.
If you're a Scottish lord, then I'm Mickey Mouse.
Disney raked in $63 billion this past year at retail. I believe that was $1 billion more than last year. Do?
So that would include like everything
Marvel,
underneath it,
Star
all
Wars.
that stuff too, right? Okay, gotcha. So then,
Yeah, if you can think umbrella companies, then you'll get some stuff.
like Sony. Is that a?
I mean, that's a great guess.
That's
yes.
that's at least a good guess.
It is a good guess. Yes, Sony is not on here, but that is a good guess. Yes. Mom Brain.
Well, you win, Mom Brain, twice
I
over.
mean, we're just going back and forth for fun. We'll see if we can get another.
So like Mattel.
Mattel is on the
that's
list.
a
Yes,
good
Mattel
one,
is
yeah.
number 10 at $9 billion. All right, you can kill the music. You missed authentic brand groups, which just by the name does not sound authentic. Authentic brand groups. Let's see what that is. Yeah. I know that's what it does. Owns more than 50 consumer brands. Muhammad Ali, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe. What did they do? But what do they do? What the hell? What does Muhammad Ali brand do? Sports media, entertainment, and lifestyle intellectual properties. Trying to find like what does. Yeah, let's do that. Here we go. Reebok, Sports Illustrated, Forever 21. Okay, there you go. Now we got some examples. Aeropostale, Eddie Bauer, Lucky Brand, Nautica, Barney's. Okay, now things are making sense.
Aeropostale.
Aeropostale. Sorry. Back to the list. What else do we got here? You Mother Lover.
Okay.
Take it easy. We also have on the list People Inc. Number 4 is NBC Universal. So that's a whole, Minions and Universal Studios theme parks, and Mario is included in that, and a whole bunch of stuff. Hasbro is number 5, which I'm surprised neither of you guessed after we watched that Hasbro Family Game Night game show the other week.
Yeah.
Big moneymaker. Pokemon Company at 6. Warner Brothers Discovery at 7. Obviously, so much stuff on there. DC and everything on Discovery Channel and so much other stuff in there. Crazy stuff. My 600-Pound Life and My Strange Addiction and all that.
My head is in the sand with all that umbrella company stuff, which is what they want you to be.
They don't want you to know all the stuff.
It's
they own.
crazy.
You're exactly right. Blue Star is 8. Sanrio is 9. Mattel is 10. There you go. Pixel Punisher says, oh boy. I guess this won't be much motivation to them to improve their games. Now that's spoken like a real internet person. Do comments on that?
It's talking about improving Pokemon games. I don't even know if it's possible. I mean, they're so good. There's so many of them. And there's a lot of them.
There's so many of them, and there's a lot of them. You mean so many of them
That's not
Pokemon
possible.
and so many of them games. You're talking about the Pokemon themselves and then the games, of course.
It's true.
An expert. It's absolutely true. We also have another. Oh, this is great. Another top 10 list, guys. Actually, this is top 20, but we have data from analytics company Level Up. They've shared statistics with the game business on most anticipated games in terms of most watched trailers and most talked about online as far as articles written and all that stuff. We have the top ones that are going to be heavy hitters this year. For very smart purposes, this Level Up decided to not include Grand Theft Auto because they're like, we already know Grand Theft Auto is going to be number one by a degree that no one can catch it at all. So they said, we're more interested in learning what else is going to be very popular. We don't need to know. We don't need research to tell us that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be popular. So minus Grand Theft Auto, we're looking for games that are are popular, games that are going to be big this year based on trailer views and all that stuff. So Mom Brain, hit the music, and we'll start with you this time.
So what's gonna be big this year?
Yes, based on this, they're saying these are going to be huge based on the trailer views and discussions online and articles and all that.
So saying like the Wolverine game is a good guess
Mhm.
because it's not out yet.
Yes, as far as trailer views goes, that was number 2. 128 million views on various trailers for Wolverine, Marvel's Wolverine. All games.
Isn't Ocarina of Time coming out again?
That is coming out this year, yes.
So let's go with that one.
Ocarina of Time, yes, that is number 1.
Oh.
Here's the crazy part. Ocarina of Time is number 1. And it has topped Marvel's Wolverine in trailer views, 152 million views. Marvel's Wolverine has had multiple trailers this year. There's only one trailer for Ocarina of Time, and that one trailer topped what Wolverine's views did, which is...
For multiple trailers, you're saying?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. This counts all videos that have been put out during the year, official videos that have been put out during the year. And there's been a few for Wolverine, and there's been literally one for Ocarina of Time. You only have one to go off of. There's only been one. I thought you were doing the treasure noise at first.
I mean, it's all not great, but the fact that you even knew what I was talking about, I'm assuming you knew what I was talking about.
Yes, we're
impressive.
doing the camera flying in at the beginning. Yes, sorry.
Or the guy's humping the rock.
I'll never forget it. Even when I first played the game, I was like, what is that guy doing there? Do, back to you.
Dusk Bloods.
The Dusk Bloods. Not in terms of trailer views because we haven't really had anything. But hold on, you're not out. Dusk Bloods is number 17 as far as wish listed games goes. So yes, it made the top 20. So
D Bloods, Dusk B,
as we will always refer to it because it is from the same developer. Mom Brain.
Is GTA coming out?
Oh, she's not listening.
Oh,
I don't.
so sorry.
I don't
Full
believe
speech.
they
Full speech.
they didn't add the GTA
Got
because
it.
it was going to be way too
Yes.
popular.
Got a regular. Not going to say anything. Do you have another guess?
Well, let's just go for a low hanging fruit. Is there a FIFA game coming out?
I mean, it just. No, it didn't just come out. It's coming out soon. Oh, yes. That's a great guess because the company also said they're not including sports games because they're always in the top 10. So it counts, but they didn't include them for that reason. So we'll do one more and then we'll end this.
How about God of War?
Hey, Ross.
Luffy.
God of War.
They watched it just to hate on it.
I'm looking at top trailer views. Oh, this is games coming out in 2026. That's 2027.
Oh, son of a gun.
I'll give you another guess if you want one.
Monster Hunter. There's not a Monster Hunter coming out.
No, Monster Hunter.
Son of a gun. Yeah, I can't think of something coming out. That's embarrassing.
All right, you can kill the music. Going in order from 20 to 1. We'll just do trailer views. Ace Combat 8, Control Resonant, Final Fantasy Resonance, this warms my heart to see this. Castlevania Belmont's Curse
Oh,
made it to number 16. I am so shocked, but very
I'm
happy.
kind of
to see
shocked
that.
too.
Great to see. The Blood of the Dawnwalker,
Mhm.
Warhammer 40K. Now this is even more shocking and makes me even more happy. Orbitals is number 14. Orbitals is the Switch 2 exclusive anime style co-op game that's coming out. It made it to number 14. That is awesome to see. So people are excited about that game, which I couldn't be happier for because I think that game looks awesome for a number of reasons. Phantom Blade Zero. Dude, this is one I want to ask you about because I want to know your purchase intent. Onimusha, Way of the Sword is number 12. Will you be buying Onimusha?
I don't know. I gotta check it out.
I
Is
think
it?
there's a demo.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
there's a demo. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. I did like Onimusha Warlords. I don't believe I might have played the second one at some point on PlayStation 2 or something. But like I remember the first one and I really liked it. I don't know if it keeps that survival horror aspect of it, I probably would try it out, but I don't know if they're probably doing it like Resident Evil where now it's like probably the camera's probably over your back instead of the fixed camera angles and
It
stuff.
is not fixed camera, yeah.
So we'll see. I'm interested.
Yeah, try the demo.
I think it's I always liked the premise of, like zombie demon, taking over like a samurai thing. I think that's cool.
I played all of them. I owned all those back in the day, and I really liked them. I'm glad the series is coming back, and it seems like the core of what made it what it was is still there. So I'll definitely be getting it.
Is that Capcom as well?
Yeah, Capcom's killing it, man. Capcom is top of the third parties, in my opinion. Very close with Square Enix up there. Square Enix is doing a great job too. Number 11, Silent Hill Townfall. Number 10, which is great to see and very surprising, Rayman Legends Retold. Number 9, Gears of War E-Day. Number 8, Minecraft Dungeons 2. No surprise, a Minecraft game. We had fun with the first one. Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
I some of the changes they're doing in the sequel, I think, make it look like a better game. So I'm down to play that. 7 is Beast of Reincarnation, which I don't need to explain to you, Do, because I'll let you finish. It is made by Game Freak, the Pokemon people. That is correct. 6 is Star Wars Galactic Racer. 5, another Nintendo title. Care to guess what it is? Nintendo title coming out this year.
Yeah, I was like kicking myself trying to think of a Nintendo title coming out.
And by Nintendo, I mean first party, not just coming to a Nintendo system.
And the Star Fox game's already out.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, you can take yourself off the hook whenever you want. I don't want to torture you.
Take me off the hook.
Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is number 5. People are ready.
Happening.
People, you didn't know that was happening at all? It's fine if you didn't.
It's a sequel to Wii Sports Resort,
or got it.
Yeah, maybe I heard of it at some point, but maybe it wasn't on my radar.
We are going back to Woohoo Island. People are very excited. I know I will be there. I mean, look at Brino was excited about it because he still plays the original Wii Sports now with a friend. So, I'm all about it. I loved Wii Sports Resort. They're bringing back archery with the hidden fruit. Come on. What more could you want? As when I saw the fruit in the trailer, I was like, yep, I'm in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Very excited for that. Number 4, Marvel Tokon, or however you say it. Tokon, or I don't know how you say it. The fighting game, the Marvel fighting game that's coming out. Number 3, which is the only one I'm surprised you didn't guess, Call of Duty. Because, of course.
Oh, duh.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. And then Marvel's Wolverine, and then The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Question for you. Did you say there's a Silent Hill game, Townfall?
Silent Hill Townfall. Yes.
Now, look, I'm coming at it from someone who hasn't played Silent Hill since, believe it or not, Silent Hill 2. So I'm just gonna ask the Silent Hill fans, are we getting too many Silent Hills?
You're crazy, man. I can't even let this one slide. You're crazy. We went decades without a new Silent Hill.
But isn't this like the 3rd or 4th one in
no? You're imagining many years. That. You are imagining.
There's one that you played in a town as an Asian schoolgirl.
Yes.
And then there's the remake that they just made, and then there's Townfall.
And then there's the remake. Yes, you're right.
I mean, are we? I'm just throwing it out there. I haven't played them.
I'm not counting the remake as a new one, but yes, the remake came out.
Well, I mean, congratulations to the fans of Silent Hill. I'm saying it as not me. I'm saying it as someone who would really say
But
congratulations.
it does annoy you.
It's a question. I just need an answer.
Let me
'cause
ask you a question. Does it annoy you?
It doesn't. It honestly
Okay.
doesn't. Only because I don't know anything about it, and I feel like, I would probably be more into a Silent Hill game than say a Pokemon game. But like, I'm just asking.
So what is keeping you from playing it is the question I want to ask you now.
Too freaky, too scary. I mean,
gotcha.
I like it when my monsters are like zombies and not like demons.
Well, there's some
But,
zombies
I
in
mean,
there, but there's definitely not.
I'll take it. Like, I'm not saying poo-poo to it because I did like Silent Hill 1 and 2. It's kind of funny that I stopped playing them.
If I end up, if there's a heaven and I end up at the pearly gates and they let me through and I go to see the big guy and he's like, you can have one question answered, I would be like, can you explain Deux' approach to video games? Because I would love to know more, nothing more than that.
Well, so you're confused as to how you could play two games like them and then be like, well, I'm done with this series for the next 30 years.
And not just that sometimes. Also, it's like, then go to like a distaste when a new one comes out. You're like, we're still doing these things? Because I'm done. Why isn't everybody done?
The tone definitely is not deserved. That was my tone, but I am genuinely curious. Like, are we enjoying these as Silent Hill fans?
So here's the proof that I want to give you, or evidence I want to give you. So in 2012, we had Silent Hill Downpour, the Silent Hill HD collection, and Silent Hill Book of Memories. Then we did not have anything Silent Hill for 11 years after that. Then 2023 we had, or 2024, what is Silent Hill Ascension? I don't even remember what that is. 2024 is Silent Hill The Short Message.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I played that. That counts. I played that. That was pretty good.
And Silent Hill 2 Remake. Then there was Silent Hill F. So that was 2024. 2025 was Silent Hill F. And then 2026 is Townfall.
Okay. All right. So
and then supposedly a remake is in there again. So that'll be 2027, I'm sure. But yeah, so we went for a very long span of time with nothing. Now roughly a Silent Hill a year we're getting. So I'm just happy Silent Hill's back because all I remember is how long we went without a new Silent Hill.
So I know you're gonna say what you say, but like, you started Silent Hill F. Did you ever finish it?
Mm-mm.
Does that say something to you? I know it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You're so busy, but
think of how many times I've done that with everything. That's my life for the last like 3 or 4 years.
But there have also been games that you liked enough to finish as well in that time. So I just feel like
you are attributing.
I'm just asking. These are questions,
and you keep asking this because I know you don't believe me because you're like, but if it was me, I would finish it. But I am not you. There are plenty of games I love to death, but things happen where I just don't go back to them. And it's not because I don't love them. It's not because I don't want to. It's not because I have some secret hate that I'm not talking about. It is literally just the way things go. That's all it is. I love Pragmata. I haven't gone back to Pragmata nearly as much as I wanted to. I love the new Resident Evil. I haven't gone back to that. I'm not playing as much Splatoon Raiders as I played Splatoon Raiders once this week. I played it for 3 hours. Loved it. And I was like, man, I can't wait to go back to this. Still haven't gone back to it. It has nothing to do with the quality of the game. It has everything to do with me and what I'm doing. Because work, whatever. I want to read. I want to watch. I want to hang out with Mom Brain. I want to go to Beverly Jeans and Costco. Whatever. Like, there's all these things. So a lot of
table banging, and I don't know if that impacts like sound.
Oh, now you're paying attention.
I'm getting them all heated up. Sorry.
No, it's not that I'm not. It's just I don't.
Thank you for bringing attention to it. So yeah, it is of no reflection upon the things that I am engaging with because I love them. But especially with games and TV shows, it is difficult because they require a lot of time. Like, if it's a game that I could play through in a couple of hours, then that is great. But games aren't like that. They're 20, 30, 40, if not much more than that. And committing that much time consecutively is very difficult for me, especially when I want to do those other things too. And to be frank, sometimes there are situations where I'm literally too tired to do anything. And I'm like, I really want to play XYZ right now, but I am too tired. And I know I'm not going to appreciate it as much if I was playing it well rested. And that's what happens. The only block of time that is always 100% for games and I will be there is when we play with friends, because then it's more than just playing a game. I'm hanging out with you guys. Like for the thing we're playing, I can't talk about, or Fortnite. Like I will never miss that because that is being with other people. So that's
What about
how it works.
is Undertale just or Deltarune just on a different level then?
Well, there's a
Because-
whole spoiler thing to that too. That it's a race against the clock constantly to not have things spoiled because that means so much to me. And the internet is particularly so crazy about that. And because of work, I'm going to see stuff. I'm like, it's now or never. Like I don't want to have these things spoiled for me. So that leads into that. Like this is a perfect example. I love Life is Strange. When that, not the newest, but second newest Life is Strange came out, I played through that in a course of like 3 weeks because I was like, I don't want this spoiled. And I like avoided things, and I enjoyed it and whatever. And then a new one came out, and I was like, I really got to get in on this because I want to play this and I don't want it spoiled. And I still haven't played it. It's not that old. It's like maybe a month and a half or 2 months, if that. But I haven't played it just because I haven't had the chance to start it up. And I know I don't want to, because that is all story based. I don't want to play for 3 hours and get the story and then go back a month later and be like, what was I doing? Who was I talking to? What did they say? So my situation is of no reflection of the quality of the experience. It is all me. So I don't read as many comics as I want to. I hardly read comics. I was last night after seeing the movie, I was like, God damn it. Like I love reading comics. And there's series that I was very invested in, and I just don't have the time or haven't gone back, and I want to, and I need to make a change. So it's just hard to constantly keep up that churn. And that's a first world problem. Like, oh, it's so much entertainment and not enough time. It's a great problem to have, but I do feel bad because there's things I want to engage with that I don't get to. And that's why I'm happy, or not happy, that Batman came out all at once. I'm like, ugh. Now I know this is going to get spoiled, but I'm committing to watching an episode of the week because it came out on a Friday, and Friday I only have one other show to watch. So I'm like, I could sneak a Batman episode in there too, and that'll work. So I watched one episode last night. But look at Spider Noir. I love every episode of Spider Noir I watch. I like more. I just don't have a dedicated spot to put it on my schedule. So it's like, okay, there's no dub for this thing I was watching this week. I can watch a Spider Noir here, and then like 3 weeks might go by where I don't watch an episode. So again, yes, new Batman as 10 Division. I'm talking about the second season of Batman Caped Crusader. It was the animated series that started in 2024. The second season just came out yesterday, all episodes. So you can watch that. And I watched the first episode,
Is
and
that on
I'm going to write about
Video
it. Yeah,
or?
it's on Prime.
I got to check it out.
I'm going to write about it on Patreon. So I won't talk about it here, but yes, it is back. All episodes right now, season 2. I hope you enjoyed 10 Division.
Thanks for all the information about yourself. It was
Of
nice
course.
to have you share.
I always listen. I know I'm insane, but I at least like to think I can somewhat explain my insanity. So I feel better getting it out there. First comment comes from Entropy. They say, I'm still waiting for some footage and more info on Ocarina of Time. I should be more excited, but I am not. Well, not yet. Not yet. The ESRB rating is out E10 plus, which makes me want some footage even more, but the rating could indicate we actually will see something soon. Good thing I have a backlog and other things to do other than gaming, but still, I mean, yeah, that game's coming out this year. You're going to see more. Don't worry about it. You're going to see more of the game you've already played, and you'll be like, yep, there it is. There's the village I know, and there's Epona, and like, I don't know, maybe you'll see something that surprises you, but it's not like, oh boy, I can't wait. You know what you're going to see most. It's a remake.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to get too excited about it because I really wasn't until, I don't know. It just, the more I try not to think about it, the more it creeps in there, I guess.
Well, speaking of Zelda and sequels and remakes and all that stuff,
great photo to use for the story.
Oh, thank you. This picture immediately popped into my head because I remembered this moment from the game, and I was like, gotta find that moment on the boat, and it came up right away. So I was like, perfect. We heard a while ago, that Nintendo was at one point working on a sequel to Wind Waker. And then they stopped that because of reasons we'll get into. But now, thanks to Did You Know Gaming, who has gone through all kinds of old interviews, we have more insight into the canceled sequel to Wind Waker than most know of. I don't want to say ever before because it was out there, but translations and how things spread.
Is Phantom Hourglass not considered a sequel?
I mean, that's what I wrote about in this post. I said eventually we got back around to Cell Shaded Link. Timeline wise, I suck at Zelda for the most part, so I don't know if that's the same Link or any of that. I don't know. But spiritually, sure, that is, the continuation of Wind Waker. Mr. Al Newman talked about what went down. He says, at one point, I had heard that even Wind Waker, which had reached the 1 million mark in sales, was quickly losing steam, and that things were sluggish even in North America, where the market was much healthier than Japan. I asked Nintendo of America why this was. What I was told was that the toon shading technique was in fact giving the impression that this Zelda was for a younger audience, and that for this reason it alienated the upper teen audience that had represented the typical Zelda player. The Wind Waker 2 was set to use a similar presentation, but there was worry if this was something that would actually sell. That's when I decided that if we didn't have an effective and immediate solution, the only thing that we could do was to give the healthier North American market the Zelda that they wanted. End quote. This is where it is very hard for me to not fly off the handle because I know all this is true. We know all this is true, but it makes me, I don't want to say hate because that's too strong, very, very, very disappointed in my fellow man because I cannot stand the idea that someone would be like, I am a Zelda fan. And Nintendo goes, okay, here's a new Zelda. It has everything you like about Zelda, but it looks different. And then a self-prescribed Zelda fan, it's like, well, I ain't playing that garbage. And it's like, so were you only playing Zelda for graphics before? Because I don't understand. Like, explain this to me. You have gameplay that you like, characters that you know and like, songs that you like, I guess. I like everything Zelda is there, but you got a fresh coat of paint and you're like, not for me, not in a million years. Hey, Laxter, good to see you. And it's, I will say internally, I will never be able to understand that because I start saying things where I'm like, I don't understand how you could be a fan then because what? But that's not right of me to say. Everybody has their own reason for why they are or aren't a fan of something. But I do have a very difficult time with someone who's like, I didn't play Wind Waker because it has colorful graphics. My mom is one of those people. She still hasn't played Wind Waker. I don't like the way that Link looks. And I drive. My sister's the same way. She pretty sure she played Wind Waker, but she doesn't like that style at all. She doesn't want to see it. She doesn't want to talk about it. Doesn't like it. And her husband loves Wind Waker. So tell me how that relationship works. But
he just doesn't bring it up.
It just to no end bothers me. We also got insight on the canceled Wind Waker 2 from Satoru Takazawa, who was the art director on Twilight Princess.
Sadie talks.
They say, quote, the proposed setting for Wind Waker 2 was not on sea, but on land. The desire to depict Toon Link on a horse riding around the Great Plains was great. However, with his small stature and short arms and legs, it would have been difficult to make him look good on a horse. It wasn't like have a baby horse. It wasn't like we could create an adult version of Toon Link. And that was about the time we heard that people were waiting on a realistic looking Zelda game again. So, Al Newman said that he was like, Wind Waker's not selling and it's not selling in North America. And that's really bad. And people don't like it because of the graphics. And he said he went to Miyamoto and was like thinking about doing like a realistic graphic Zelda instead of Wind Waker 2. And Miyamoto was like, hey, as long as you put Link on a horse and you have combat on the horse, because that's what Miyamoto wanted in Ocarina of Time. He's like, I want Link on a horse and I want him fighting with the sword and everything, and they couldn't do it. He's like, as long as you do that in whatever Zelda you end up making, he's like, as long as you have that in it and you feel confident in the direction you're going, then you go right ahead. And Al Newman was like, okay, we can make that work. And it paved the way for Twilight Princess, which I love. But here's a little tidbit I may have never shared anywhere. Twilight Princess is my least favorite Zelda when it comes to 3D Zeldas. Like,
You've shared that before.
trying to think if it's my least favorite Zelda. It might be my least favorite Zelda. I really love that game. And it has some of my favorite Zelda characters. I love Midna.
Great music too.
I think the soundtrack in that one is weak. There are great songs in that one. Midna's Lament is one of my favorite Zelda anything. I love that song. But yeah, that's my... At no point during that Zelda game was I like, this is a bad game. I think it's a fantastic game. But for whatever I want from Zelda, that's my least favorite. Cause... Again, I didn't not. It'd be. This is the perfect example. It'd be like me not playing Twilight Princess and be like, I like Toon Link. I ain't playing Twilight Princess because it's got realistic Link. For my tastes, I don't like realistic Link. I want a more whimsical art style. I want them to try something new and different. I want them to take some liberties. But just because Twilight Princess was realistic looking, I wasn't like, nah, I'm not playing that. I was like, yeah, I love Zelda. Of course I'm going to play it. But maybe that's a bigger part of it for me as far as my enjoyment goes. I just, I don't know. It just feels like after Wind Waker, Nintendo was like, we got to do more of like by the numbers Zelda.
It seemed like a very safe, looking back,
Yes.
It's like a very safe decision.
It was very much a like righting the ship kind of decision because they saw that sales were in trouble and they're like, oh, people really don't like this Wind Waker Link, which is again why I appreciate Nintendo so much, because people are always like, Nintendo doesn't listen to fans, and Nintendo does listen to fans to a degree where it doesn't compromise their vision. So Wind Waker 2 would have been a lot like what we got in Twilight Princess Link. Like the bones were there. It's just they were like, get the tune out and go realistic Link. But then also Nintendo years later was like, Toon Link, baby, he's back, and he's going to get 2 games on the handheld, and you only control him with the stylus. We're like somebody's nightmare for a Zelda game, but Nintendo's like, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it twice. So that's why I love Nintendo. But there you go. We could add Toon Link riding on a horse in Twilight Princess, but we didn't get it. But
just something like Twilight Princess Link holding the ball and chain and trying to walk feels very Wind Waker-esque,
yes,
like very cartoonish.
Yeah, you're right. There are certainly elements in that game that feel very, or would have been great to see cartoonish, or would have seemed more appropriate to display in a cartoonish style. But
I saw it.
It is what it is.
Saw a TikTok just the other day. Random people being asked, what's your least favorite Zelda? Because of course we can't ask what's your favorite.
We don't care about that.
Yeah,
that's not interesting.
But even sadder for me as the old fart, like I'd say 9 out of 10 people said Zelda 2, and I was just like, I get it, but I don't get it.
See, I don't. You and I share the love of Zelda 2. I legit think that is a fascinating Zelda game, and I do love that Zelda game. It is very different from other Zelda games. I recognize that. So you could play that Zelda game and be like, it's side-scrolling. I have an experience system that I have to manage. Like, there's so many things to that where you're like, this is so far removed from Zelda that I don't enjoy this.
It's funny that right from the beginning, they did the Nintendo thing. They were just like, well, you had Zelda. Now we're doing something totally different for Zelda 2.
So I could, if somebody was like, but again, for somebody to see that game and be like, I'm not playing that, I'd still take same issue with that. But playing that game and be like, I don't like that game, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. That's very different for Zelda. So
I mean, especially if you only had 2 Zelda games to go on back then. So it's like,
yeah, it is disappointing to be like, I love that for Zelda. Can't wait to play the new one. And you play Zelda 2 and you're like, what the hell is going on here? It's like Mario 1 and 2. But here's the thing. It was all new back then. And I'm not going to say nobody was like this, but very, very, very few people were like, I ain't playing this. I don't like this. This is bad because it was all new. So you were willing to let things in and experience them. But then as time went on, you're like, this is what it should be. And if it's not like this, then I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it almost back then it was almost like it's better because it's new. Not
Yes.
necessarily with Zelda 2.
Do
but
you
like with
remember
everything.
playing Zelda 2 or Mario 2 and you were like, what did they do to my boy? No, you were like, a new game. I can't wait to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Mikey Vids, good to see you. For Xanadu, Castlevania 2, and Zelda 2 give me the same vibes. Mikey Vids, you are 100% right on that. And this is a great point for Do Michaels.
Facts.
If
And
you have
Adair.
never played for Xanadu, you should play that game because you would love it, Do.
Is it? It's not a shmup.
No, not at all. It's exactly like he's saying.
Oh.
Take Zelda 2 and Castlevania 2, except here's the difference. Xanadu doesn't lie to you and tell you things that aren't true. So imagine
Oh.
a Castlevania 2 where people tell you things and it's truthful. I can't believe I've never had this conversation with you. You would eat up Xanadu. Like he's right. All those games are.
And we've talked about that game
Yeah.
before just because of the music. You like the music in it. So
I
we've
love that
talked
game.
about it and I've never played it. And at no point did you ever say like, you got to play this. It was just like, you got to hear this music.
Mikey Vids did it for me. Let me check something. Xanadu. It's even got your name in it. Damn it. Xanadu never got re-released? Really? Is this true, guys? Is Wiki telling me the truth here? Xanadu has never been re-released on anything? That can't be true. It was on the Virtual Console for Wii. So that's where I have it. You don't. I got my... that's a video right there. I got my Wii. We could record it.
We should.
But yeah, you would, without a doubt, love Xanadu. If you know, from a gameplay perspective, it's... man, it's just like both of them, really.
I'd be interested to see if I could even get through it just as a normal human playing a game. Because
you'd be fine. I don't remember it being that difficult. I played through it with my mom, and there were a couple puzzles that we had trouble figuring out. But for gameplay, we both handled it fine.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's another one I would throw in there that'll really sweeten the pot for you. It reminds me a lot of Symphony of the Night.
Oh, really?
Because there's a lot of like, it goes beyond Zelda in terms of like, I don't know how to say this, but you know how in Symphony of the Night you're putting on a lot of rings and armor and stuff. That's what you. Thank you. That's what you're doing for Xanadu. I remember there being a good amount of rings that you wear that do different things and other stuff. But I remember picking up lots of rings to boost your attributes and stuff. So if you liked all that ring swapping in and gear swapping in Symphony of the Night, then you'll be at home for Xanadu. I just got a TikTok of somebody playing Symphony of the Night. And they were doing weapon combinations and things I've never seen before. And I'm like, man, there's still stuff in this game I don't know about. Like, and I was reading the comments because somebody else was like, I thought I knew this game inside and out. And he's like, what weapons are you using here? And the guy's like, oh, you use this thing in a combination with this thing. It was like a certain shield that you use in combination with another weapon that sends out like a giant skull that screams and like melts everybody. It was crazy. And he's using it on like every boss and everything. And it's like 1 or 2 shot every boss. And I'm like, this is crazy. So never knew it existed.
That's crazy.
You're talking crazy. But anyway, there you go. Zelda 2 or Wind Waker 2. We could have had it, but people decided they didn't want to play Wind Waker because it looked like a cartoon. So you got Twilight Princess. So some people would say, see, I was justified. And then I would stop talking to those people. Man, I love Xanadu. Love that game. Let's see what comments say. Entropy says, and all these years later, there are still people who refuse to play this game because of the visuals. Yes, my own mother, as I said. And yeah, Toon Link on a horse does seem to look rather silly, but they could have done something else, like, you know, a train of sorts. Exactly. They were like, you know, Toon Link on a horse, that doesn't make any sense, but on a train, now that's something I do. By the way, talk about what's the word I'm trying to think of? Underrated Zelda themes. Spirit Tracks or Phantom Choo Choo. That's a killer Zelda theme. And it is like 4.5 minutes long. It does like 2 loops, and then you get to a whole section you've never heard before that like builds back up into the... oh, it's great. I used to just oh, this is gonna help. This isn't gonna help the train allegations. I used to just ride the train all the time to hear the full song and
you
just
could
let it
ding
go
the
all over.
bell.
Yep.
God,
Yep.
it was good. It really was a fun game, and it's, you know, as much as I like those DS games, it's a shame that they're like relegated to
Trapped.
the DS basically. But
Guess
I
you could
mean,
do it on. There's ways to do it on the systems today, but yeah,
but
it wouldn't be the same.
it would lose something too.
Yeah.
You know, like it would lose something big. And I remember being so surprised at how much fun Spirit Tracks was. I liked Phantom Hourglass, but Spirit Tracks like blew that out of the
Phantom
water.
Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, in my opinion, is the better game in every way. And Phantom Hourglass, I really enjoyed, but I did not like having to go back to that tower every time.
Yeah,
Like,
they
I don't know
fixed
why
that.
that was. Whoever decided the Tingle map deciphering in Wind Waker, they were like, I got an idea for Phantom Hourglass, and get that guy out of there. Whoever came up with that stuff. But thankfully, it seems like we've gotten away from that in Zelda games where they're like, and one more little thing to tack on that takes way too long and nobody likes doing it. So,
Right.
all right, I guess I'll be handling the North American release. I'm sorry, the Umami North American releases. Choo
What are
choo.
the next European
No,
masterpieces?
North America,
Let's
Josh.
find out with Nicky's
Josh.
releases.
Thank you. Woo woo, all aboard. North America, Umami, have we got some savory releases for you? What do we got this week? We got a hell of a lineup for Switch 2. Switch 2 has Arcade Archives 2 Armadillo Racing. You may laugh at the name, but the game is much loved, but it never released outside of Japan, and I believe there's only 2
The game is fun.
arcade cabinets in existence where this game is still playable. Did not get a wide release. It's a game where you play as an armadillo and they're racing and they can roll up in a ball, and the game is played with a roller ball. So now you can play it on your Switch too. Also, Arcade Archives 2 Mauser. Big Walk on August 4th. Blue Reflection Quartet. Bokura. Constance. Check out Constance if you love Metroidvanias. That game has been getting all kinds of rave reviews, and I don't think it's been getting the attention it deserves. Dungeon Village 2, Switch 2 Edition. Ira. Yotun Slayer, Hordes of Hell. Lies of P Complete Edition comes out August 5th. Yes, that is the Dark Souls game that is based on Pinocchio. Parkasaurus Dino Lux Edition on August 5th. The Prince of Tennis Doki Doki Survival Eternal Passion Tiebreak game, Switch 2 Edition. And the Prince of Tennis Sweet School Festival Heart 40 and more, Switch 2 Edition. Truxton Extreme, Valkyrie Saga, and finally Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Switch 2 Edition. On the original Switch, what do we have? Arcade Archives Armadillo Racing, Avatar Legends, the fighting game, B with Gun, Blue Reflection Quartet, Sento, Eden Coil, Escape Game Room 15, Kusan, City of Wolves, Ninseed, Leafy Corner, Metamorphosis, that's right, you heard me, Metamorphosis, Mechaconda, Neko Odyssey, Paw Patrol Dino World, ACAP, Pixel Warrior, Radiation Caterpillar, Shard Squad, both Prince of Tennis games also on Switch, Turnip Mountain, Verho Curse of Faces, and finally, Volcano Princess. First comment comes from Rick Fillet. They say, I think I'll use the new Switch 2 edition as a good excuse to replay Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Well, there you go, my friend. Enjoy. And Michaels, would you mind taking on the job of Nikki Hill?
Ooh.
Thank you.
All right. This is time to talk about the European eShop releases for Switch 2 and Switch for Europe. The Year of Our Lord, July 30th week, Year of Our Lord 2026. This is Michaels, filling in for Nikki Hill. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. So for Switch 2 in Europe, we have Blue Reflection Quartet, Bokura, Constance, Ira, Jotun Slayer, Hordes of Hell, Kinky Spiritual Affairs Bureau, The Prince of Tennis, Doki Doki Survival Eternal Passion Tiebreak Game, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, and The Prince of Tennis Sweet School Festival 40 and More, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Truxton Extreme, Valkyrie Saga, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Now for Switch, in Europe we've got Anime Video Puzzle, Be Kind Rewind, Bicycle Quiz and Riding, Blast Dash, Blue Reflection Quartet, Bowling in a Skate Park, Car Parking Simulator 2026, Case Solved, The London Files, Cave Looters, Cento, Conquest Global Domination, Cute Animals, Cyber City Science Crime Mystery, Drive Horizon Story, Driving School Sim, Drones Attack, Dungeon Antiqua, Eden Coil, Escape Game Room 15, Farming Homestead, Football 26 League Superstar, Get Fit Beach Workout, Horror, Klondike Classic,
Cut right to the point with horror.
Kugayama Shiori's Death Diary, Kusan, City of Wolves, Leafy Corner, Lily Fantasia, Loot Bag Tactics, Mad Taxi Simulator, Mecha Conda, Mad Taxi, come on.
I know, right?
Meow Moments Celebrating Frost and Flora, Neko Odyssey, Neko Odyssey, One Move Checkmate Chess Brain Trainer, Papercraft Tactics, Pixel Warrior, Radiation Caterpillar, like what Piper caught for you last night,
That's right.
Royal Pit, Shard Squad, Sizable, The King is Watching. Both of those Prince of Tennis games. Tome of the Damned, Traffic Survivor, Truck Parking Simulator 2026, Turnip Mountain, Verho, Curse of Faces, Volcano Princess, and last but not least, Wake Up Leah.
Is there a
And
comment there, dude?
there sure is. Entropy says, got Kinky Spiritual Affairs Bureau. Barely tested it, but I can feel I'll be having some silly B-movie type fun. It was cheap, too. I barely got into Torna, but I might get the S2 upgrade just for that. Will be nice to see again.
Yes, that is, I believe, 60 frames per second, 4K on that upgrade. So enjoy, my friend. And that's your European releases. And now it is time to talk about what we played. Mom Breen, what have you been playing?
Nothing.
What are you playing right now?
Homescapes on my phone.
How's it going?
Fine.
Oh, just fine. Dude, what have you been up to?
Cuckoo. Animal Crossing Old Horizons. Played a little Fortnite this week.
Did you do the Simpsons thing or no?
No, we didn't do the Simpsons thing, actually, now that I think about it. Just regular old Fortnite. It's been the first time playing Fortnite in quite a while. We haven't been playing, and it's, to be honest, it's been just fine with me. But yeah, very happy for all the Fortnite fans who are really enjoying this season. I mean, I didn't say congratulations, so that's something.
Yes, that is something. We just know when you say that, it's in reference to you not being happy about it.
But maybe I'm trying to
That's
be,
all that matters.
you know.
It's all that matters.
So there you go. You know, I didn't get to say this last week because, and it's totally fine because there were a lot of people here, but I never got asked what I was playing last week. So I didn't get to tell everybody that I beat Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
That is, first off, terrible. I didn't even realize that. Second, it's totally Music Man's fault because he was sitting next to you.
I know exactly whose fault it was. I know exactly how it went. I guess I think he got confused because he started talking about Assassin's Creed and I like kind of jumped in a little bit So I think maybe he took that as he talked about what he played.
Man, I'm sorry. As the host, I should jump in and say something, and I legit didn't notice. I
It's for the
apologize.
best, because you know how long-winded I get all the time. I mean, we're already at like 3 hours in this podcast, but yeah. So I'll just keep it short. I played about 67 hours of it. I 99%ed it. I didn't beat any of the legendary ships. That's what's holding me back. They're a little too challenging for me, and you know me and challenges gets a little frustrating. But it's I don't know. As far as a pirate game, for me, I just absolutely love the pirate elements of it, and I like the Assassin's Creed stuff takes a back seat to this, which I appreciate. I don't hate the Assassin stuff, but it's kind of it works well as just like a little sidebar to the pirate stuff, and it's fun to stop off in like Jamaica or Cuba and like climb on buildings still and assassinate people, but then jump on your ship and then go out there. So I really,
Even as
really,
someone who doesn't play Assassin's Creed, that does sound fun.
yeah,
I like that.
That's the stuff that's really, really great.
That's the stuff.
So I'm a big pirate fan. I would love to see another pirate game. This game does a lot of I know last week we were talking about games being too realistic and like that's frustrating sometimes. I like all kinds of games. So sometimes when a game is realistic, I don't mind it and I can get lost in it, even if it is, there's some glaring glitches here and there that like take you out of it. Like something like Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a lot of like, you press the button and then he takes 2 seconds to climb up on the horse, or does that, and it takes. But I enjoyed all that realism stuff, but I can see why people would find that extraneous and sometimes boring or just take you out of the experience. So for me, I liked it. I get to live as a pirate. There's a ton of different like outfits to wear, which of course I love that.
Pirate outfits.
Yeah, like pirate outfits, assassin outfits. I mean, I'm the weirdo that like gets off the boat, changes into an assassin outfit, gets on the boat, changes into a pirate outfit. Like I'm a nut. I go into each mission.
That's why they put that stuff in there.
Thinking about who I'm going to be seeing in the cutscene, and I will dress appropriately for that cutscene. It's weird.
It's so funny because,
like that.
Thank
obviously I don't do that stuff. And I don't take any issue with anybody who does that stuff. But I'm happy people do that because, again, that's why it's there. But whenever that stuff comes up for me in a game, like you got a shirt or a hat or whatever, like I'm hitting the button so fast. I'm like, get this content. I was like, can I just turn this off? But
yeah,
I don't know why my brain is like that.
It's okay. I'm obviously real into that kind of stuff. So I played a heck of a lot of it.
Yo ho.
And I mean, don't get me started on the
Shanties.
On the shanties. It's the greatest part of it. I'm singing along. I'm sailing everywhere. I'm like barely fast traveling.
We have one friend who would disagree with that.
Yeah,
Shanty hater.
It's a shame too. I mean,
Who's a
there's
shanty hater?
Adam. It's his birthday. It's his birthday. Let it go.
It's his birthday. And like it extra hurts because he's like really talented musician.
Yeah.
So like to have someone who's a talented
'cause he
musician
can't
hate
sing.
shanties
He
so much.
can't sing, and shanties.
I
gotta
find
sing.
shanties so fun, and like some of them are fun, some of them are like heartbreaking, and like it's just so great. And the way they kept the audio from the original Black Flag for the shanties. They added a couple extra shanties. I'm just like shantying all over the place, and it's just so great. And like all the crew will call stuff out when you are driving the ship, and like it just feels so great, and like you can almost feel the spray on your face. I really, really like it. There's a couple, like I would say the biggest disappointment for me, and this is not a disappointment at all really in the grand scheme of things, is they took out rogue waves. There's still a couple rogue waves in the storyline, but there's no rogue waves when you're just sailing around and hit like a storm. And I thought that kind of stunk. And they replaced them with lightning that strikes. You can see like where lightning's going to strike, and then you have to like dodge it. And I really like that too. It's very intense and it's cool, but they should have,
Why not both?
Why not both? Because the rogue waves are what's really like, those were so intense. But yeah, as far as a pirate simulator, I really loved it. hence why I spent so much time in it. I'm still going back every 3 days and playing a little bit because they're doing this thing where every 3 days they'll give you new missions. They're not really that in depth, these missions, but like these missions unlock like more more outfits, because if you need anything after you've already beaten a game, it's more outfits. So I'm trying to unlock as many outfits as I can, and then who knows, if they come out with a new game plus, then I'll be ready, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
that's,
you'll have a boner. I get it.
that's one thing that I don't understand is like, how hard is it to program in a new game plus? I feel like more and more games have been released without a new game plus, and then within 4 or 5 months get a new game plus added. And I feel like
It's not hard to do. It's a way for them to sweeten the pot and
It's-
remind people that the game exists.
see, like, I appreciate that, but it's how I feel with shows that come out one episode at a time. It's kind of like, I'm in 6 months, I'm not going to want to replay it. I want to replay it now with all my outfits. But yeah, I mean, I can see somebody online just being like, go touch grass, buddy. You played 67 hours of this, go outside, so I can see them saying that to me as well. But
It is it is funny that you'll say like in 6 months I'm not going to go play this, but then you just replayed BioShock. Like you replay stuff all the time. You're
It's
like
true.
6 months I won't, but 7 years I will. Or
It's true.
there's no
And-
rhyme or I guess it just depends on game to game. Maybe they will do a new game plus in something where you're like, oh yeah, I'll fire it up again. But
yeah.
it's again, it's a way for them to refresh people's memories and be like, oh, that game I meant to buy that, and now there's this thing too. So
Yeah. Well, I can't hate on it too much. It was still a fun experience. And again, we don't get a lot of pirate simulation games, and
you really don't. I
yeah.
agree with that.
And
Speaking of
the
which,
one that we were playing, Sea of Thieves, I had my fun with it because we were together doing it, but there wasn't a lot of meat on that bone. And
I mean, not for us anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess people are still playing it and stuff comes out regularly. But yes, I remember it's just like we're doing nothing here. Like,
Yeah.
nothing. I remember doing nothing.
yeah,
But I'd be down to give it another try. I mean, maybe I was approaching it wrong. I don't know. We need like somebody needs to like put in time to research and be like, okay, here's what we can do and here's what we should be doing, and maybe
Yeah.
that would make it more enjoyable.
I mean, if we had, it was you, me, and Music Man. If we had like our crew of 5, even, it would be so much more fun.
Adam is willing to jump in on other things that aren't Fortnite. So maybe, when what we're playing now comes to an end, which it will, and we will all be very sad about that, we'll be looking for maybe something else to fill the void.
Yeah.
I do miss Fortnite and I want to go back, and I got no problem playing it all the time. But for those who are itching to try other things, that might be one to give a go again.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's so I enjoyed it for everything that's there. Really devoured it. For some reason, that was a game that I didn't, like I said, I didn't 100% it, but I got literally like every chest you could find, every treasure, every thing that you could sink. I sunk it all. And then last but not least, because I went like all week without really playing anything. I didn't have anything, and I was wondering what to do. And then one of my favorite long dark content creators came up on YouTube he's doing this.
We knew last time you said you were done, you weren't done.
Can I talk about this guy real quick?
I think you have before, but go right ahead.
This guy, his name is Zacnafine or something. He's this Norwegian guy who plays the long dark. He seems like such a nice, smart, genuine, good guy. And he plays the long dark, and he's excellent at it. He's made me such a better long dark player. And he's doing this road. One of the series he has going on is Road to 500 Days, where he's playing on Interloper, which is one of the hardest difficulties, and he's trying to get to 500 days. Not a big deal. There have been plenty of people who've done it, and he's done it himself. In fact, there's people who've gone way past that, but this is just like the challenge he set for himself. He made it to, I watched the whole thing. It was like over 2 years, and like there's 97 episodes. He got to like day 310, and it just came out last month, and he got killed by a cougar. And that was like heartbreaking, because he seemed infallible. Like he's that good. He got killed by this cougar, and instead of quitting, he respawned, because you can respawn up to 3 times and you get penalized. But So he did respawn, and he started like way far away from his bag and stuff. So he's like hurt, and he's decided to keep going and get revenge on this cougar, and it's like reinvigorated this series for me so much that I was like so into it that I was like, I gotta get back into it. So I started playing myself just yesterday, and I had this interloper game that was at 55 days, and we all know from me talking about it that 103 is my highest.
I gotta add another 0 to this 50 days.
Yeah, so like I was like, let me just jump back in and play, because like I
just
said,
a little bit. So
I started playing again, and I made it to this point where like I was gonna kill this moose. This happened just this morning, and I thought I had everything I needed. I only had 4 arrows, but usually if you hit him in the head, that's more than enough. I botched it, hit him in the body 4 times. He stomped me 5 times. I have 5 broken ribs. And for some reason, I guess I didn't realize this, because I kept trying to like get close to him and pull an arrow out of him to like reuse it, which I don't know if you can do. So he kept stomping me, and I kept thinking, well, this is the end. I'm just going to die. And like, I didn't die. And I think I found out that you can't die like just immediately from a moose attack. You can die from the effects of the moose attack. So after the 5th time and not dying, he ran off, and I was like, I'm never going to get these arrows back. My bow happened to break as well. And I was like, I could quit here. I was fully expecting to quit. And I was like, you know what? Zachnifine didn't quit. So I went back to the fire I had. I made some water. I ate some food. I slept next to the fire for a couple hours, just enough to like survive. And I've been like slowly crawling myself back. I made a bow. I made 9 arrows, and I'm going to find that moose, and I'm going to take him out. But, so there was just that, like, I don't know, it was just really fun to be challenged like that again. And, sometimes you feel like you're on top of the world and you can't be bested, and then hubris takes over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really, really great game. I just think it's such a fun survival game. It's really, really addictive, obviously, since I keep going back to it. But so shout out to Zachnifine. Thank you very much for everything you've taught me, and for just being there. It's like a great channel to like fall asleep to as well, if you're into that. So just wanted to say all of that, and thank you for listening to all of that junk. RMC, what have you been playing?
Before we do that, Tendervision says, don't F with a moose. Those things are kaiju. And Spaced Out says, they've watched Hadrian on YouTube play The Long Dark in the past. Great videos. So if you're looking for more YouTube content on The Long Dark, Hadrian, their channel name is Hadrian LP, Hadrian LP. And I also put a link in the Discord to the channel Deux was talking about. So if you're hungry for even more darkness, then you can go to those channels.
The
and check
one thing I'll say about Zachnifane is he's similar to you, RMC, in a way where the people that leave comments on his videos are just
the worst.
No, they're great. They're great. So like, I guess that's not similar to you necessarily, because you get your fair share of haters, but you have cultivated like a really core group of people, of community that like is really great people. And like, I think his seems to be very similar to that. He's not a crap talker. He bigs up everybody in this community, and like the people who leave comments seem really genuine. So like, he seems like a really good dude, and that goes even further for me than the content.
Yeah.
But it's just
nice
helps
to find a corner of the internet where somebody's nice and it's an enjoyable environment.
And how many times have you like maybe found a content creator that you might like, and then later you find out that they kind of like stink?
Yeah.
It happens
too many times, more times than not, honestly, which is very disappointing. Yeah.
So yeah, this guy's legit, and like I don't know, he's a good guy. So if you're into Long Dark or watching the content, it's not for everybody, but I would recommend it. Anyways, thank you again, RMC. What have you been playing?
Thanks for asking. As I already mentioned earlier, I played Splatoon Raiders, and I've spent the vast majority of my time playing the thing I'm not allowed to talk about. And outside of that, I only played Splatoon Raiders once this week because every other night I was either busy or playing this other thing. But Splatoon Raiders, I put in another good 3+ hours with it, and I, like Deux, am 100%ing this game so far. There is not a little piece I want to miss. I'm going back and doing the spicy raids on whatever is opened up to me. So you'll go through challenges or stages, and then afterwards, eventually, spicy versions of them are opened. And that just means more difficult enemies that take more hits and more enemies in general. And it'll rate them, like a level will be like level 7 you should be, or you go to the spicy rate and it's like, okay, you should be a level 16 for this. So it's considerably higher. And there are some that I legitimately can't do because they are timed challenges like they were before, but I don't have the level or the weapons that I would need to get it done. And some of them just seem absolutely impossible right now, which is fantastic. That's what I want because I know later on I'll have better weapons and other abilities that will help me. So I'm very excited to do that. But like a good 80% of the spicy ones that I've done, I have completed, but they're so satisfying. And it is, I don't know that I've ever seen a Nintendo game where it is very much like, if you're going for the spicy challenges, you are going to really have a tough time. Like regular missions are fine. There's things that'll get a little bit dicey because, like you're saying, you'll play a game and you're like, I know what I'm doing here, and you get a little overzealous or you let your guard down a bit, and then you're swarmed and you're dead. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. So that happens here. But the spicy missions, like, they're really like sticking it to you. They are throwing a lot of enemies at you that are crazy difficult, and they can one shot you. And I love it. That's what if I'm going for a harder challenge, that's what I want. So that's very exciting. And I've had a few spicy stages that I've had to redo to complete them, but it's so satisfying when you do, and then you get treasures that you don't get other ways. So going for 100% because I'm having so much fun. And like I already talked about Splatoon Raiders, and I said I loved it, and it's a great example of why I love Nintendo games. And since then, my appreciation for the game has only gone deeper. Like it is like, I'm like, I get why people are giving this high score on Metacritic. Like it is just so ridiculously fun and feels so good to play. And there's constant ways to upgrade your abilities or enhance your weapons or get new weapons or like change your loadout to give you something that works better for the certain enemy types that you're going to face in the state that you're trying to be. It's just so satisfying. And I guess I've only done one big boss fight. I've done things that I thought were boss fights, but I guess they weren't. They're just sub bosses. But I did one big boss fight, and I was really impressed with it because it was the first legitimate boss, and it wasn't a pushover. Like you have to lay a lot of ink into this sucker, and you have to learn what to do and how to avoid it. And this game, in my opinion, would never run on the regular Switch without either serious slowdown or just impossible because the levels are flooded with salmonids. They are like this boss level, they're all over the place where I'm like desperately trying to get away from people and I can't. And everywhere I turn, there's somebody else coming at me. I'm like, this is insane. And you have to call in your little whatever. You find this like mech suit that's piloted by one of the other characters. You call them in. They're always with you and they help you, but you call them in. It's not Big Man. I don't think, maybe Big Man's in it sometimes, but you call them in and then you can use them to jump. So they give you like a boost jump that sends you soaring. So I'll call them in because I'm like in the thick of it and boost jump to a place that's safe and like spread some ink down and refill my tank. And then by the time I do that, half of them have already come over to me again. But it's just fun because it kept me on my toes. And it's a boss that's like, it's like a big like fish moth that has giant wings that like flap to like blow tornadoes around, and it like squirts ink all over the place. So the whole thing is hectic, and I loved every second of it because I was like, this is a boss fight that is crazy, with a whole bunch of henchmen that are crazy. There's so much going on. The boss fight is multifaceted, and it's not just like shoot the boss until he's dead. Like you got to do other things. It was a really satisfying boss fight. It really, really impressed me. So I thought I loved the game already, and I did. But now I'm at a new place where I'm like, I love it 10 times more than I already did. So Man, is it good? That's one of those games where I will every time I sit down to play that game, I know I will play it longer than I should. I'll be like, I should have gone to bed an hour ago, and that's just the way it's gonna go. So, so much fun, loving that game. And then again, that's all I can talk about because I can't talk about the other thing. But rest assured, people, myself and Deux on the next episode of the podcast, we'll be able to talk about this game that we haven't been
Really?
able
Next
to talk
episode, finally?
about. Yeah, because I don't want to. Yes, I'll just say yes. 100% yes. By that time, you will be good. So, and I can tell you, this is the best thing I can tell you about the thing we're not allowed to talk about. It is legitimately made Deux angry that we can't talk about it because he wants to talk about it so badly.
I wanted to talk about it last week because we're all playing it, and we had Brino and Music Man here, and it would have just been great to talk about it.
Yep.
And this is, I know you get things early all the time, and you have been deservedly so, but this is the first time I can remember that you've gotten something that was kind of like multiplayer focused, and you've gotten it so many copies so early.
Well, the earliness to which I got it is pretty on par with games of that size, but this is completely multiplayer focused. Like, they can't give you one review code and be like, have fun, because you can't play it like that. So, and they want the game to be played in the environment it's meant to be played, which is get as many people as you can. So they want to make sure.
I can only imagine if we
reviewers
had
encounter that.
12 friends playing this, like, it would be incredible.
It is, yeah, I don't know I don't think there would be a sweet spot, really. I think as long as you have people that you like, you'd be great. But we can't, we gotta stop. Questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Goninpod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
Mom Brain held on to this one for you. Yes, Deux. Yes, Mom Brain. It is blind rankings.
Ooh, all right, let me.
Oh.
And get ready, because it's a supersized list, people. It is 10 ranks, 10 things to rank
Let me get
blindly.
a list going here.
I'll read you the setup. This is from PT. Before we start, I did a lot of digging on if Fraggle Rock, Sesame Street, and other Henson Workshop projects not explicitly labeled as the Muppets count as Muppets. The consensus seems to be any puppet-based non-human character created under the guise of the Henson Workshop is considered a Muppet.
I'm wearing a Muppet shirt
So
right
with
now.
that being the case, I am using the following characters. And when you guys are ready, you will blind rank these 10 characters. And if you don't know who the character is, you are allowed to look them up, obviously. And I guarantee you'll hear names of one you don't think you know, and then you'll see them and be like, oh, I know that one.
Let's see.
Here we go. Blind ranking. Your first one is, it's going to start off tough for Mom Brain right away. Camilla the Chicken. Big fan here. Always seen with Gonzo, correct?
Often. I'm gonna put her in the middle because I really love her, but she's but there's not,
Yes. Do you want to say your
Are we
place on that?
saying? Are we
Yeah, go
saying
ahead.
as we go?
Yeah.
I guess I'll put. I really think Camilla's funny. I mean,
like
the
Camilla.
whole thing with Gonzo and his fetishes is very
Yeah.
funny to me.
yes.
Camilla, I think, is a hilarious name for some reason for his
Yes.
head
Great.
chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he even has like a head chicken is funny, but like he's got all kinds of chicken. It's really, really good. I almost want to go higher, but I'm putting her at 4.
I love Camilla as well for all the reasons you said.
Yeah.
Next one, The Ghost of Christmas Past. No, I'm sorry, The Ghost of Christmas Present.
Is he the real jolly one?
Look him up.
No,
Present.
present.
It's the real creepy. The yet to come one is creepy AF, right?
Right.
No. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that guy's
Yeah.
present.
The red bearded man.
He's so lovely.
He's got a great song too.
Yeah. When a cold wind blows and it chills you to the bone. I'm gonna put him at 7th. I like him, but again,
I'm giving him 5.
Okay. This is a tough list. This is well put together, PT. Next one, Snuffleupagus. Aloysius, for those who know, Aloysius Snuffleupagus, but
Snuffleupagus, not.
Snuffleupagus, yes.
I'm putting him at number 2.
Snuffleupagus. Number 2,
happens to
big
be-
one for you.
He happens to be Raw Meat's favorite.
Love him. Love
Muppet.
him too.
You know who else?
Well, I also like
Slimy.
Slimy.
You know who else's favorite is Snuffy?
Who?
Kendra. Don't say the last name because we're pod.
Kendra?
Yeah.
Dude?
It's dangerous because he's also one of my favorites. I mean, it would be 1 or 2, so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna leave 1 open just because we don't know. We're still early.
I think that's safe.
But yeah, I was always, especially as a kid, he was like my favorite too.
All right. Next up, one I don't think you'll recognize. Well, I'll let you guess. Uncle Deadly. Do either of you
part of
know
the
Uncle
band?
Deadly? No. Here he is.
Oh wow!
You will recognize him.
Oh,
From
yeah.
the Muppet Show.
I see him. I don't. He kind of looks like Sam the Eagle if he
Put him
like
at
was a
10.
freak.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Uncle Deadly, so I'm also gonna put him down low.
Oh,
He
okay.
kind of looks cool though.
Sweetums. I knew you were gonna get one with Sweet.
Sweetums is number 3.
I knew Sweetums would place very highly for
I
you.
like Sweetums
Oh
a
my
lot.
god, this guy's great. I didn't know that was his name.
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
that's
And he played a big
10
part
Division says,
in
I like
Muppet
Uncle
Vision.
Deadly.
I mean, I don't dislike Uncle Deadly. I'm
Mhm.
just
Okay.
I'll put Sweetums at 6.
Are you ready, Mom Brain?
I'm ready.
Tudor.
Tudor.
I'm shocked. Bear in the Big Blue House.
Tutter.
Oh, is it? Well, this is spelled Tudor.
Well, it's Tutter.
He's the mouse?
Yeah.
So
Tutter's
it was who I thought it was. I just
the little blue mouse. Tutter's number 1.
Mom Brain is maybe okay. So they spelled
Ah!
they
Man, this
spelled
guy's
it
so cute. I don't even know
Tuter.
this
So that's
guy.
why I said Tudor.
Oh, dude, Tutter's so. Have you ever seen Bear in the Big Blue House?
No.
No.
It's a really nice show.
Oh, that's why I don't know him then.
There you go. Look at
Tutter,
it. Look at the
Trilo,
Discord.
and
What more
Ojo.
could you want here? Rotzel's got the perfect gift for Tutter.
Oh, yeah, that's Tutter.
I'm sorry. Tutter is what for you, Mom Brain?
1.
I think no matter what happens, you'll be fine with it.
Wow.
Tutter is like a little bit neurotic.
I don't even know him, and I'm gonna put him at 3 because he
yeah.
looks great.
Tutter's great. Bear in the Big Blue House in general is great. Okay. The Newsman. You know who he is.
9.
Oof.
Oh god, yeah, we'll put him at 9 as well.
Okay. Here we go. Yoda.
All right, he's gonna be number 1 for me.
I'll put him at 4.
This feels exactly right for both of you for some reason.
What do you got left, Do?
7 and 8.
I have 6 and 8.
Think there's going to be some disappointment here.
Oh no.
Next up, Miss Piggy.
Oh, she's my number 1.
Well,
She gets 6.
sorry.
She gets 7. That's the highest I can put her on my list.
And your last one is Clifford. And
Oh.
it's not the big red dog. It is the guy from the band.
Oh, okay.
He's
You're
all
fine
right.
with that.
Yeah.
Mom Brain, read us your placements from 10 up.
In last place is Uncle Deadly, followed by the Newsman, Clifford, Ghost of Christmas Present, real painful one, Miss Piggy at number 6. Number 5 is Camilla, 4 Yoda, 3 Sweetums, 2 Snuffy, and 1 Tutter.
So really good list for you minus Miss Piggy. Who would you swap Miss Piggy with?
Tutter. I
Tutter?
mean, I
Okay.
love Tutter, but Miss Piggy has to be number 1.
Okay. Do your list 10 to 1, please.
10 is Uncle Deadly, 9 is Newsman, 8 is Clifford, 7 is Miss Piggy, 6 is Sweetums, 5 is Ghost of Christmas Present, 4 is Camilla, 3 is Tutter, 2 is Snuffy, and 1 is Yoda.
That's a pretty solid list too.
It's pretty good
I
for
think
me.
You guys did really good.
Except that you would have also put Miss Piggy at number
would've-
1, right?
I would have put her higher. I really love Miss Piggy, so she would have gotten higher. I mean, I don't even know Tutter. I'm not upset that I put him at 3, but
You would
You-
love Tutter.
you
I
know, he
don't.
seems
There's no
great.
question that you would love Tutter. It's everything you love about a Muppet. So it's just extra cute. So, great job, you guys. You're getting good at
That was
these
a good one.
blind rankings. Thank you again, PT. That was wonderful, and thanks for doing the extra deep dive with the Muppets. We also have a Patreon question. Dude, did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon
For
for
$1.
$1?
yes.
Man, you guys are firing on all cylinders. And remember, this question was left weeks and weeks ago. So that just works out well. Milk and Consoles asks this. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't think you'll be able to participate. I apologize if
Oh no.
maybe I'm wrong. Do you have a favorite Wegmans brand product? I'm partial to their chocolate chip cookies. Their Amore pizza. Oh, I'm going to sing Amore too. Okay. Is also the best frozen pizza I've ever had. It's fairly new. Oh, we're going to have to go. Highly recommended. Second question. Oh, well, we'll stop there because there's a related question. Do you have a favorite Wegmans brand? So, do we have a favorite Wegmans brand? We had one of their frozen pizzas that we loved.
You know what? They have a lot of great Wegmans brand seltzer options
Can we go to Wegmans tomorrow and look for this pizza?
if you want to. Sure, we go to Wegmans tonight. We go to Wegmans whenever you want.
We haven't been to Wegmans in a very long time.
Generally, Wegmans is a little on the expensive
We
side.
don't go for regular food shopping at Wegmans,
right.
no, but for fun,
Yeah.
and to sit upstairs at that spot. It's just been seriously a long time since we've been. That it's like you're saying Wegman brand, so I'm thinking of literally things that says Wegmans on the box. So this doesn't have a box that says Wegmans, but it is 100% a Wegmans brand. Their tomato pie.
Oh yeah, it's like their store made.
Ooh.
Their tomato pie is so good. Yes, you have to go to the
But it's like
section
the
where the
fresh
guy's like
bakery
making the
section, yeah.
pizzas and stuff, and they have a tomato pie square in a box that you take home. And obviously, you don't. It's not frozen; it's made fresh. You don't have to bake it. It can be eaten cold, but I like to. I'll eat it either way, to tell you the truth. But I cannot express how much I crave that tomato pie. For those who don't know what a tomato pie is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a pizza minus cheese. It's just sauce and really good bread. They might sprinkle on a little Parmesan or something like that, but like a little bit. It's like sauce and bread. It's like eating breadsticks, but it's a pizza form. Their tomato pie, legitimately, that might be a top 20 food for me. I really love that tomato pie. Like, it's delicious. The sauce is savory and it's got a nice tang to it. It's not a sweet sauce. The bread is fantastic, and I like to throw it in the oven. Oh my God, it's so good. Really. Wegmans tomato pie. And I've had other tomato pies, like from pizza parlors and stuff like that I really like, but the Wegmans one is my favorite.
Pizza parlor. I love that.
So
That's how you know you're from Jersey.
I was gonna say, yeah, calling them pies and going to a pizza parlor, yeah.
Pizza parlor.
But we got a frozen pizza from Wegmans that was very good. Like, it was a Wegmans brand in the box frozen pizza that was very good. We've also gotten one of their candies before, like gummies or something. I don't remember what it was exactly, but they were good. I have a hard time at Wegmans because everything there, Wegmans brand, I want to try because I like their stuff. So I'm obviously with you on the Wegmans love, but anything else to add, Mom Bree?
I can't think of anything. I mean, we're not there enough for me to sample.
Yeah, we'll have to take a
Oh, you know what they have? And stop me if you said this. Their tea. They have a
Oh, you're
really
right,
great
yeah.
selection of their own
We bought
brand
a
of
lot of their
tea, and it's
teas.
always good. And that's a nice one because, like,
They had a
if you want to like take a little bit of a leap, because you never know.
they had a vanilla one that I really liked.
Yeah, they have.
They had a
really nice
lemon one
selection
that
of
was
tea.
really good. They have a
Like
ton.
tea bag.
Yeah, hot tea bag or cold, whatever. But yeah, they have like a lot. You're right, a very big selection of teas. And there was a while there where we were going in and buying new ones. They were good, definitely. There was something I was gonna say for Deux related to Wegmans. It's gone. Oh yes. You don't go to Wegmans.
No,
You have a Wegmans
unfamiliar.
that's not too far from you.
I'll have to check it out. I guess.
When you're feeling extra fancy and you want something a little special.
Prepared food is good. Like if you were having like somebody was coming by and you didn't want to like make something, but you didn't want to order out, like whatever. They've got a good selection
Cool.
of prepared food.
And that Wegmans by you is the Wegmans I used to go to as a rebellious
I bet they
teenager.
have Too Good
And
to
me
Go
and
for
Mr.
Wegmans.
Brian used to race there.
There was a Wegmans back then. It's been there
Same
that
one,
whole
yeah.
time.
It's
And it's not like a BJ's or a Price Club where you don't need a membership to get in. Or anything.
It's just a regular old, well, not a regular. It's a regular supermarket, but a little bit fancier. But yeah, we used to race the the carts you sit in. The carts for people that need them, and
those
scooters,
those
yeah.
electric scooters.
We used to late at because we were out there a lot hanging out with Kyle. We'd be like, let's go get something to eat, and we'd go to that Wegmans, and nobody's there. And at 2 a.m, nobody needed the scooters.
24-hour place?
It was when we were going, yeah.
That's insane.
And nobody was there, so we would grab the carts to drive around and get whatever we want. And then it ended up with like us chasing each other through the store, and people working at night. At least then, did not care.
Right.
One bit. No one's there. We're not bothering anybody. We're not like crashing into things. They were like, whatever. Like, obviously during the day, they're going to stop doing that. Somebody probably needs that. But 2 a.m, nobody needs it. So great times. Great time. Whoa, Wegmans train.
Well, they have the train that runs over top of the dairy section.
Now, see, that's fine. I'm down with admitting I'd like that train. That'd be great. Name of Austin would probably like that train too. And then the second part of the question, my wife would like to ask Dino Nuggets or regular nuggets. It's Dino every time.
Yeah.
Do Dino or regular nuggets? You're given a choice. You're in a store. You have bag of Dino, bag of regular.
But are we assuming that it's the same brand and the same type of chicken and it's going to taste the same? Then Dino,
everything is
obviously.
exactly the
Dino.
same. Yes. Dino all the way. And now they do Dino tater tots.
Yeah.
Which I just saw somebody, we knew about them already, but I saw somebody on TikTok saying like, when did Dino tater tots happen? I was like, I didn't know until this year that they were a thing. So I don't know if they're new or not, but I don't ever recall seeing them.
Did we have Dino Nuggets in high school?
We did, yes.
I remember getting that and like mashed potatoes, I think, and having a little like fun with
that. Was
food.
a go-to for a lot of people back then. That was a big seller in the cafeteria. I will never forget that. Scott, our friend Scott, was a big fan of that combination. So
we call them Dino fillets.
Dino fillets. Thank you for the question, Milk and Consoles, and the Mrs. Milk and Consoles. We appreciate it. And now it has been some time, but we are going back to music. Mom Brain.
Yes.
Let's do some music. Yep, you got it.
Oh, wait, shoot.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
I'm
you don't got it. Yep, you got it.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Is that what he sounds like?
That is what he sounds like. Okay, first song for today comes from...
Oh, wait a minute. Send your music to GoNinpod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNinpod@gmail.com. Put music in the title. Help out your local mom brain.
This one comes from Nico Darunia. Oops, sorry. I plugged in. Rummy, don't look.
Okay.
Nice. Got him. How's that medicine taste? It's your own.
I said don't look.
Sounds like...
And I love how I'm the only one that really should be told don't look. And
I'm amazed that she doesn't know it's a bit, but she doesn't know it's a bit. This is Metroid, obviously, but it's not Metroid.
It's not Metroid.
That's Metroid. That sound is Virtual Boy. I know that.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what game this is from, but there's only so many to guess on. So it's first party game on Virtual Boy. And it ain't Mario, and it ain't Wario.
That's correct.
Am I allowed to look at a list of games?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, no. Pinball. But I know that's not what it's called.
Yeah, but I mean, that counts.
I'm trying to think of what it's called. Something about outer space.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, I'll give it to you.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's Galactic Pinball.
Ah,
on
yes.
Virtual Boy.
Like the Galactic Federation. Oh, I got to get out of here.
they tried.
This
Good
one
try.
comes from Radical Defect. Master Higgins.
This is a GBA game.
Yep.
Oh, that noise throws me off. I was gonna say it's first party.
It is.
Okay. First party, and I don't immediately know it. So let's go Pokemon.
Nope.
Okay.
Is it Mario and Luigi?
No.
It could be a Zelda?
No.
Okay, great. It's not a Mario and Luigi. Okay. Not a Pokemon. The hell is this? GBA is so weird, man, with its sounds. First party. All right, let's just get this out of the way. Okay, Kirby.
No.
Doesn't sound like a Fire Emblem.
No.
Donkey Kong.
Nope.
Mario.
Nope.
Yoshi.
Yep.
Yoshi Topsy Turvy.
You got
I
it.
own that game, and I don't remember that song.
Like Baby Elephant Walk.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie Literature Club.
This one is from our friend Wired. It's coming. Apologize.
It's familiar. There we go. Thank you. Do I know this?
I don't know.
Can I have a system?
Switch 2.
All right, so I thought it was familiar, and I guess it's not.
Mouse PI.
No.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's moving
I
too as well.
can't contain how much I like it.
I don't know.
Base heavy.
I got nothing.
Metroid Prime 4 Crush.
I don't know.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh God, it does have
You
that
did
Star
play
Wars
that.
feel.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yes, why? I'm not thinking of like modern Star Wars feel. Oh, that instrument, son of a bitch. I'm embarrassed about that. I should have known that was Star Wars at least. So stupid.
This one's from PT.
Oh, that's annoying me. I know that noise right off the bat.
Neon White.
No.
This is first party.
Yep.
Is this a DS?
Wii Fit.
Oh, this is a Wii channel.
Yes, it is.
Wii Fit or
It's a Wii channel.
Yeah. News?
Nice.
It feels like there's breaking news. Come on. That
I
was
loved
great.
all those songs from
Yeah.
those channels. God, they were good.
This one comes from Kendall.
I'll guess Xenoblade.
Yes.
Hey, the first one?
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah. Oh, right. Come on. It's beautiful. It's got full
Great.
instruments. It's that composer kills it every time.
This feels like a shag carpet and a wood paneling wall and a cozy
I feel like I'm on a
forest cabin.
I
Cool
feel like I'm on a
summer night.
beach by water. Do you got anything? It's title name?
Maybe a lake by my cabin. I don't know.
No. Forest of the Nopon.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we have it.
No pond, as in there wasn't a lake. There's no water there.
Okay. This one comes from King Koopa.
Oodoo-biddy. Okay, it's a fighting game.
Yes.
I
Now
guarantee.
listen.
I know that kind of sound.
I'm gonna tell you that when I opened it up, the cover art shows it on a non-Nintendo system.
I'm sure it's in a compilation.
But it was also on our Nintendo system.
All right, I'm confident enough in my game music to say that Capcom is involved with this.
You're correct.
I know it. I listen to these soundtracks, but I don't play the games. Marvel versus Capcom.
No.
SNK versus Capcom.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Is it Capcom versus SNK or SNK
It's
versus
Capcom versus SNK 2.
Okay, whatever.
The PlayStation 2 version. So I apologize.
Yeah, those kind of songs always come up in my list, my randomly generated list.
Okay.
Something with like a early 2000s lady singing to like some sort of house dance tune. It's fighting games from that era, anyway.
This one comes from Coney Maroney.
Thank you, Coney. Coney 2026.
Oh, we know this
I'll
one.
let you take it. Can you turn it up, please?
This is Double Dragon.
I don't know why, but this really takes me back to like playing this game in the wood paneled living room in my parents' house. Like I remember sitting in front of the TV playing this game, thinking it was so cool. That's right, because it was cool.
Man, that sounds so great, doesn't it?
I love it. The next part's the best. Great. It's a great song.
It really is great. It's so good. And you're beating them up. Yes. Wow. Now that's some good. That's really good. Oh yeah.
We're good. We're good. Man, so good.
Next song comes from Spaniel 53.
That's a Super Nintendo sound if I've ever heard it,
Yes.
but I don't know it. So I'm thinking it's RPG related.
It is.
Oh, we got Squaresoft or we got Enix. That doesn't sound right. Is it Capcom?
I would say it's probably Square.
Yeah.
How is this not a Final Fantasy?
It is.
There you go. So it's confused. Why is it confused?
6
No.
or 3. 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Love that Super Nintendo sound.
How we doing on numbers?
This is our 9th one coming up.
Okay.
Hi, Peepa.
Hey, girl. We got one coming to us from Travis Z.
Thanks, Travis.
We know this.
Oh, definitely.
This is UFO 50.
Nope. But oddly enough, kind of similar in idea.
I've heard this 8 million times. I've
Yes, you
played
have.
so much of whatever this is.
But can I help you a little bit?
Please.
It's a menu.
I figured it was a menu.
And you are selecting from a whole bunch of different games to play.
Oh, okay. It's the mini console, the Super Nintendo.
You
Mini.
got it.
That's why I know this so well.
Love this song.
Great
Man.
tune, yeah.
Yeah,
really
the fact that they're all these decades later, they can come up with a new Super Nintendo song and it sounds just like it should and it's catchy.
and
I
it's
love that song.
perfect too, like because it plays, a lot while you're and you could listen to it for like 10
Mhm.
minutes and never get bored of
Oh
it.
yeah, I've sat with that on the screen for a while just listening to it. It's a great song.
All right, then our last song for this week comes from Mikey3319.
Thanks, Mikey. I know this one. Well, I know. This is one of those very few N64 games that sounds good, and it's the one I always say sounds good. Bomberman 64.
You got it.
Great soundtrack on that game. I enjoy Bomberman. I'm not the world's biggest fan. I liked Bomberman 64 a lot, but great soundtracks. So we got 8 out of 10.
6 out of 9.
Not bad.
That's
8 out of
happy.
10 after so long. I'll take it. And it was a nice you got some good points in there, dude.
Yeah, that never happens. So
out.
my brain was firing today.
And as we know, that's the end of the show.
That's all she wrote. Oh, what's this? It's a little spider and a fly coming with something. Oh, what's this information? I guess it's a Deux Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week with Dew Michaels. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you might know, I've got spiders and flies. I send them all over the video
I thought it
game
was
realm, and they come back with rumors that you're not going to hear anywhere else. These guys, these spiders, these flies, they can squeeze in the places you wouldn't even know about. So if you work in the video game industry, I would just say, I would suggest you watch what you say when you think you're alone, because the spiders and the flies, they've got ears, baby, and they come back to me. And here's what they told me. Actually, before we do the rumor of the week here, there's a note that I was just handed. It looks like we're doing something different this week. So for the first time ever, Deux Views is actually revealing a true story.
Wow.
This is 100%
Say.
true. It's very true.
Alright.
Yeah, wait till you hear this one, folks.
What a special occasion.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with anything we talked about earlier, except for the fact that earlier we talked about how Silent Hill has a whole bunch of different games coming out recently, and we're all very excited to have so many Silent Hill games. And we were just curious what was going on with that in relation to what we also talked about with Wind Waker sequel. So it turns out the reason we didn't see a Silent Hill for so long is because they were actually Capcom was working on the Wind Waker sequel with Nintendo, because they did collaborate, as you know, for some Zelda games.
I do.
And so it turns out that they what got scrapped was Wind Waker F, where you played as Link, who dressed as a schoolgirl, but nobody wanted that, so it got scrapped, and then it turned into Twilight Princess, and then they turned the princess into Midna and not Zelda.
I have a question for your spiders and flies, if I may.
Please.
Who do they think makes Silent Hill?
Capcom, right?
That's what they think. That's what they think.
Konami.
Konami is who makes it, but the spiders and flies thing.
Well, that's actually why it never got made, because Nintendo halfway through the process was like, wait a minute, you don't own this property, Konami. Why are you doing this to me?
No, Capcom.
Capcom. That's what they were thinking. And so it was a huge thing, and they had to go their separate ways.
Capcom employees came in wearing Konami shirts, and it was very confusing.
Exactly. And then Konami got wind of it, and they were like, we're shutting this down. They did. But then they had like 12 years where they were like, we don't know what to do. And they were like, hey, remember when Capcom was working with Nintendo on that Wind Waker F? And they were like, let's do the same thing, except we'll add Silent Hill. We'll take away the Wind Waker because we don't own that. I mean, who would make a game that they don't own the IP for? It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
So that was the true story of the week. And no more questions.
Wow.
Thank you very much for that true information. We greatly appreciate it.
Awkward.
And that is it for us here, my friends. Another episode locked in. And next week, it should be regular time, regular place. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Everybody, goodbye.
No, goodbye from... Oh, wave.
I
Goodbye.
waved.
Did you see this? Triple H and Stephanie's daughter made her
Laura
in-ring
Rose.
appearance singing. First
Okay, good
in-ring
for her.
appearance. I don't know.
Wonder if she has her father's voice.
That would be beautiful. What is this?
I wonder if she has her grandfather's wandering eye.
Yeah, wouldn't that be terrible if she was exactly like Vince? It'd be like, oh no, what have we done here?
I can't even imagine what
Right?
that'd be like.
All right, I got nothing for after show, and I got to pee, and I got stuff to do.
She
but-
was in the middle of her song and her hammies gave out, both of them.
That's great.
Do you think she belongs to her grandfather's Kiss My Ass Club?
Oh, if she doesn't, she will soon, I'm sure. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family. Rest, relax. You deserve it. And we will see you next week. Goodbye. What the fart? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. And we're over.